up? It's your boys.
Yeah, boys.
It's me, Philip.
Me, Dracup.
And it's time for another episode of
Here's Looking at You,
Kid.
For the first time ever, recording in your apartment.
That is true. We are recording on location, by which I mean a different location.
And for the second time ever, we have a guest.
A guest?
For the first time ever.
He's already regretting it.
I don't know if I meant to ask him if we should say his last name on this or not. No, it's Taylor.
We've already said his first name because he hasn't claimed his prize.
We've also said his last name before, so eagle-eyed listeners can go back.
Is that true?
I think so. Hey, Taylor, how's it going?
Hi, I'm happy to be here.
Now, Taylor, what's your... Well, actually, first, we should start the movie, and then we can ask Taylor the backup.
You're very
stories.
right. Let me do the theme song.
Oh, yeah, let's launch into the theme song first.
All right. It's the time of the month everybody loves when you get together with your pals.
Woohoo!
Your pals are Drake and Phil, and this month is Taylor. And here's looking at Yul Kid. All right, best one so far. So...
Hold on, I just want to point out, Taylor is like blushing red.
He's so
excited to be on his favorite podcast.
That is true.
I've listened to multiple minutes of multiple episodes.
You're probably our second most...
Oh, yeah, that's probably true. Well, I might be our second most
third most
listener. Because I've listened to a full episode before.
Content, yeah.
So we'll ask Taylor about all his favorite minutes of the podcast after we start the film.
Yes.
Which this month is?
The brothers, now, Karamazov? So Taylor brought me... Karamazov. An interesting fact, which is the pronunciation of this title.
Ah.
Or at least what it should be.
Taylor brought the book.
Taylor brought the book. Oh, bad ASMR.
I'm learning about what this is about, which usually I don't do.
Yeah.
But we should really start the movie.
We should. Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
So we are watching on Amazon.
Yeah.
We're at 0 seconds.
True zero.
If you're watching along, which we know you are.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah,
all right.
Turn that volume down.
Yeah, I turned the computer volume down just to be safe. All right, ready?
Count us in, Phil.
3, 2, 1, play.
Oh, right.
All right, here we are off.
Now, Taylor, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Before we go any further, we need to ask you, what's your history of looking at Yul Brynner? What movies have you seen that he's in?
I have never seen a single Yul Brynner movie.
Now, this is interesting because we watched last month, well, for the last several months, we watched The Ten Commandments, and we borrowed it from you.
Correct. But I've never watched that copy of The Ten Commandments that I own.
Beautiful special edition Blu-ray set.
Correct. I bought it mostly for the look of it. Also, I own hundreds of movies that I've never watched.
Fair. Now you're petting your laptop, which I imagine will be audible.
Oh, you're totally right.
Well, we know Taylor's a big fan of ASMR.
It's true. I mean, look.
Look at these credits.
These are something.
An interesting... Oh, I love the halfway point when they just put one of the other.
I almost wonder if this... William Shatner's in this movie.
Oh, wow.
Now, this is something we do sometimes because we know people are watching along. We'll just stare at the movie and say things that are on screen and that they can all see. And if they can't, well, it means nothing to them because we're reacting without explaining it.
Mel Wells. Yeah.
Phil also often gets very taken with one of the names and does a deep dive on their careers. It's infuriating, but...
What's your favorite associate producer Catherine Hereford movie?
Don't know that I have one.
Well, maybe you will after today.
Okay.
Oh, man. Alright, so...
Is this a musical?
No.
Because the book here...
It does say...
One finally gets the musical whole.
I think it's talking about sort of like when things are lyric, like, these words are musical to me.
I did open the book prior to our recording and immediately saw a song, which I sang out loud to you two.
Oh, that is... Yeah.
Phil's texting.
No, I'm
blowing up your phone.
I'm not texting. I'm finding the content for this game that I thought of, and I think I'll be able to make it happen.
Oh, yeah, one of our many topics. Now, this is, I assume, Russia.
It's 1870. Yes. It's
okay.
Raevsk, which is a town in Tsarist Russia.
Okay. Now, it's the winner of the Pen/Book of the Month Club Translation Prize.
Well, this edition of it.
Oh, I see.
This translation, because it was originally in Russian.
Oh, there's William Shatner. He went to space. Should we record an episode of this podcast in space?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should. So the movie has not won the Pen/Book of the Month Club translation.
That would be impressive.
Correct.
Okay. Well, I'm looking at the back of this book, which, by the way, retails for $18 US, $22.95 Canadian.
I bought it probably 20 years ago, and I have never read it.
20 years ago?
Yeah, probably.
So you were a teenager when you purchased this book?
Yeah, and I thought, I'm going to do so well and read the whole book. And I think I maybe read, like, the first 15 pages. You know, those books you're like, I'll get to it. Yeah. I'll get to it.
I've borrowed, what's the David Foster, Infinite Jest? I've borrowed that book from the library a couple times.
I own Infinite Jest, and I've never read it.
Yeah.
I think I might have read, like, 3 pages, and I was like, no, I don't like this.
I saw how many footnotes were in there, and I was like, okay.
Now, is this the movie Babylon?
Was a horse born immediately?
I don't know. From the bits I've seen of Babylon, this looks like...
Also, they would have to pee on this woman for it to be Babylon.
Oh, wow.
I guess that's spoilers for the beginning of Babylon.
I think
someone gets
doing very bad things.
Someone gets peed on. Well, she seems to be enjoying it.
Yeah, that's why it looks like that scene of like them like carrying. What is happening?
What does he do? Oh, he's biting her.
Is this about cannibals?
No, although it does say if you turn over the book, the second line of the description does describe it as erotic.
Erotic rivalry in a series of triangular love affairs. This is before they had just love triangle. They have to say triangular love affairs.
Yeah, it's the formal.
Involving the wicked and sentimental Fyodor Pavlovich. How was that pronounced? Karamazov and his 3 sons.
So the son, the brothers?
The impulsive and sensual Dmitri, the coldly rational Ivan, and the healthy red-cheeked young novice Aloysia. Now, who do we think Yul will be?
Well, he's already been a Dmitri, or a Dmitri type.
Right.
So that'd be my guess.
Okay.
He's typecast as Dimitri's. You know anyone named Dmitri?
There's a dinosaur in the land before time named Dmitri, and I feel like he's my friend. Because we go way back.
Yeah. I grew up with a Dmitri.
I
haven't spoken to him in like 10 years.
I grew up with 2. I had one in my middle school and one in my high school.
Now let me ask you both. I posit you. Do you have access to these men's contact info?
One of them I don't, because I knew them in middle school before it was common to...
Well, do you have a middle school yearbook?
Not on me.
But surely you can find out his last name.
I do. I am Facebook friends with one of the Dimitris.
Okay. Yeah, I'm.
By the end of this recording, can we get a Dimitri?
Oh wait, I'm friends with. I'm friends with 3 Dimitris.
3 Dimitris are. Do you have a Dimitri in common? A mutual Dimitri?
No. Actually,
now,
one of these Dimitris I did theater with. I believe.
Yeah, it looks like both your Dimitris are spelled differently than my Dimitri.
Shatner appears to be a monk or a priest in this. I assume that this middle-aged to late-aged man who's dressed very well and was trying to eat a woman previously.
I think they were tickling her. I think that was sort of the point.
He was biting her leg.
But then they were using a feather and they were like,
okay,
and she was like, ha ha ha. So I think the whole thing was...
You know, it was like, bite me Elmo.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Anyway, I like his little coat. It's kind of black with red.
Why does he have a candle right near the place he needs to access his files?
So he can see his files, really.
Yeah. So he can pull the files out and they immediately
catch fire. Well, sometimes you gotta destroy some things.
Oh, we should be.
Should we be louder?
Yeah.
I mean, this is historically a big thing with us. Is we go, oh, are we being loud enough? And then one of our fans will call in and say, oh, it was fine, or something like that. We are using Taylor's microphone this week.
We are. Yes. So any sound issues are his fault.
Yep.
Speaking of, we got some more calls from our fans.
Oh, how many calls?
Let's find out. Since last time. Now, so our last episode, what did we watch here?
We watched the Ten Commandments.
We finished Ten Commandments?
Yeah.
That's, oh my god. Alright, so yeah, from our last one we've got...
No, I'm sorry, we watched Anastasia.
Yeah, okay.
That's right.
Yeah, okay. So, for our Anastasia episode, which released on March 10th.
That's correct.
We have...
Exactly 1 month before today, April 10th, when we were recording this.
Hey, he's dancing with a bear.
Whoa.
I think that's a real bear.
That bear was drinking out
the
of
bear
a
was
bottle.
drinking alcohol.
I think it's a bear suit.
A man in a bear, yeah. Now that I see it more. It was sort of on the corner of the screen.
It looks, I mean, I would believe, hey,
Here's
looking at you, kid. He's got a nice shirt.
Rare for him to be wearing a shirt.
That's true. I positive. Oh, he's friends with William Shatner, who does look like Luke Skywalker in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, he does. Coming back to theaters, by the way.
I'm very excited. Do you want to go?
Sure.
All right. Phil, your first Star Wars movie?
Yeah, watch the 6th.
Yeah. It used to be the last one. Now it's actually very early.
Not in the movie.
Well,
cadence.
early
It's
in
not
the
really.
order release. Well,
My favorite Star Wars actor is Jack Black.
yes. I was going to say spoilers, but that came out weeks ago at this point, right?
Yeah.
A week ago.
Alright, we've only got 13 calls about Anastasia.
Oh, 13 callers called in, 13
We have
fans?
13 calls.
Wow. I'm
Yeah.
so excited to hear which 13 friends and family
Well, should we
members
listen to the
called
first one? Let's get one out of the way.
in. Sure. Well, you have to sing the jingle of us checking in on our callers.
Oh, yeah.
This is the same every month, Taylor.
Yep. Ew, who's that? It's on the phone. Who's that? Won't leave us alone. We got calls from the left, calls from the right, calls all the day and calls all the night. Our phone's off the hook, so here is the book. Oh, and it's a movie, and we got some calls.
Can I ask what that sound was before you launched into the lyrics?
I don't remember.
That sort of ooh.
I don't remember anything that just happened.
That's the film scream.
Yeah. All right.
It's always good. It's always good in a podcast to have disparate volumes.
Yeah.
So that so that listeners are thrown off every once in a while.
Our editors
No,
do
I
a
don't
lot
think
of
he's
work to
being
make
tickled.
sure it is
He's got him in a full Nelson.
Do you think Yul would be a popular wrestler if he was in the WWE?
Well, I've never actually seen any of his films, so I don't really know anything about it.
But now looking at him,
he's got a good look.
He's
He
got a
has
good look, a lot of presence.
I mean, he was a movie star.
Yeah.
So the
just
answer
look.
is probably...
You don't even need the sound. You don't even need to listen to Yul. He's got presence.
Yeah, but he could be like a silent film actor where they switched over to sound and people are like, oh no, you sound like shit. You can't act.
Could be. I mean, we will never know.
We will never. Oh, there you go. That's our Yule. No shirt.
No shirt, Yul. He's
shaving his head. He's shaving his head.
And he's got a crucifix on.
Now, are these two of the brothers?
Oh, perhaps. I
sense.
wonder if William Shatner is really a monk or a priest.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, clearly, Yul is a man of God in this, wearing a cross as he does. See, he takes his shirt off. He keeps on the sun.
I also don't know what Dostoevsky's
religious
political alignment
I
was,
would wager...
where it could be that because we're in Tsarist Russia, maybe he's a corrupt priest.
I would wager... I feel like all of the big Russian authors who have survived were very critical of whatever.
Well, he's dead.
What?
You said all the Russian authors
said
who
all the
survived.
Russian authors who have survived.
I mean...
I know, it's called humor.
Okay, let's listen to that.
This isn't a comedy podcast, it's a film podcast. No jokes here.
Alright, let's listen to this 2.5 minute voicemail.
Here we go. I wonder who it is.
We'll find out in a second. Go on speaker. Okay, here we go.
This is how we do our calls.
It's Roger. So I was thinking Mr. Freeze more than Ra's al Ghul. Ra's al Ghul means the demon's head. I believe it's Arabic. Yeah, I was thinking Mr. Freeze more than Ra's al Ghul. But yeah, he could do Ra's. There was something else. I hate when this happens.
We want to pause.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You said call in with questions.
Can you make this louder?
set of
No.
just comments, and I had one, and I lost it. Yeah, this is bad. But so on a side note, my mother was pregnant before my oldest sister was born, but she had a miscarriage, or maybe he was stillborn, I'm not sure, but his name was Roger. So
What?
That's weird. Okay.
Hold on, pause
I'm gonna
this.
pause it for a
Pause
second.
this.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, this is my dad.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I'm well aware. I know that bit of lore of the podcast.
I knew. This feels like a wild thing to discuss on this podcast. I knew that my grandmother had at one point been pregnant
Okay.
and that the baby did not survive. I did not know that that baby had a confirmed gender and a name picked out, and that it was, how have we gotten 6 months into this podcast without my father, who dubbed himself Roger, I believe.
Well, it's that the fans are called Roger.
Do you remember why?
No.
Do you have anything?
Jolly Roger or
The
something?
fan of the podcast are called
Fans
Rogers?
of the podcast
We're
are
trying to
called
come up with a name for
Rogers,
fan of the
apparently.
podcast, and
Or Yul Kids?
it was
depends.
Yul Kid, but I think he's
You're
just
Jolly
Rogers.
Roger Yul Kid?
Yeah.
There's a lot of lore. If this is your first
Not
episode because
really.
you were excited about Taylor guesting, pause this, go back, listen to all of the others, come back.
But yeah, wow, what a fascinating
All
bit
right.
of family history to learn.
Yeah, we're all...
We're only halfway, not even halfway through.
Now,
this
he's got
voicemail.
questions, he says. So are we going to pause these as the questions come out and answer them?
Well, he said
or-
he couldn't remember the questions, so
Oh,
I don't know if we're
okay.
actually gonna get them.
But if there are questions...
Sure.
I really wish... Why? I don't know why. Your phone used to be louder,
Yeah.
I feel like. Is it on speakerphone?
It is. Wait, I'm gonna.
Uh-oh. Something erotic is about to happen in the movie, I feel.
Perhaps. It is, as I quote the book, an erotic rivalry.
Well, this seems like an erotic straight line.
Oh, is he paying her?
Oh.
Oh.
He threw money on the bed. Oh,
Oh,
and
but
he
now he's
opened the
telling her
door.
to get out. Would you say in the other Yul Brynner movies you've watched that Yul Brynner is an erotic actor?
I
or-
would say very much so,
Okay,
yes.
That's what I thought, but...
Although, I don't know if he's actually had
He died
any
on 69th
love
Street.
stories in any of them. He did die on 69th Street. Did you know that? That's not a bet.
Oh, in real life.
In real life,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
died in a hospital in New York City on 69th Street.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No.
I would say yes, although often in movies he does not really have a love interest, or if he does, it's like off screen. But
Or
I
if he
think,
does, we're not sure because we're not here ourselves.
well, that's true.
Who was
But-
he
Well,
in
wait,
the Ten
yeah.
Commandments?
Yeah,
was,
the
not,
King
not
and I.
Moses, sorry, he was Ramses.
Oh, I see.
Who
King
is
and
No
I.
married
love
and
there, no
stuff.
love, but married, yes.
Right.
The King and I is a love story.
Everything's okay
Well, the
with
King and I is a platonic love story, though, kind of, right?
No.
Oh,
No, they fall in love.
Oh,
don't
they do?
Yeah.
But
I've never seen The King and I.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I was
Oh,
gonna
now we're
spoil
at
it.
near Moscow several weeks later.
Okay.
Just keeping up with at least where we are. It's funny because I would be interested in watching this, but I feel now that I'm watching it with the sound off, I won't want to go back and watch it with the
You
sound
know,
on.
I've had the same experience with
This is
several of these
ruining.
films.
This is ruining.
But maybe you'll finally read the novel.
Good for you.
That
weren't
is
here-
true.
Good thing you weren't here for Ten Commandments then.
Yes, it was good that I was not here because I have been meaning to watch that.
Well, it'll only
I-
take a month if you do like we did.
A thing that I have discovered in all these movies is that sets in old movies were really well done.
Yes.
Like, this is a good set, and it's pretty bare bones, but, like, the rain looks good out the window. There's a window behind Yul that it's raining. They're in kind of a small, I would imagine, like, bedroom. I don't know if this is the same woman that he had kicked out previously.
Looks
She's offering
similar,
money.
but
Also, a big thing that these movies have in common is white people playing characters who are not white.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know if we'll experience any of that in this film.
Well, I guess the good thing with this is that it takes place in Russia,
Predominantly
which I
white
think is a
country.
predominantly
Yeah.
white. Or
He's
back then.
partially Russian.
Maybe. Yul Brynner also apparently lied
Oh,
about his
right.
heritage a lot so that he wouldn't be canceled, basically.
So that he wouldn't be canceled?
So that he could play a bunch of roles and people would be like, oh, this is relevant to his life.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yes. One of those.
Also, he famously punched Anthony Rapp in the stomach when he was a child.
When Anthony Rapp was a child?
When Anthony Rapp was a child, he was working on The King and I with him. He was walking backstage, and Yul Brynner said, "Get out of the way!" Punched him in the stomach, and then walked over him.
That's how Harry Houdini died.
Yeah. Yul Brynner punched him in the stomach and said, "Get out! I want to get past you."
And he was also a child.
Harry Houdini buried in Queens, New York.
Or is he?
Oh, probably.
Let's listen to the rest of this man message, because I think the rest of them are all like
Did you
short
just call
ones.
it man message?
I just sent the wrong vowel for message.
Yeah, Phil has this really kind of disgusting thing of he sorts all messages, either it's a man message or a woman
Alright, here we
message,
go.
and he doesn't think the women ones are worth listening to.
Oh, well. Hey, I'm listening to the Anastasia episode right now, and I'm having allergy problems today, and I'm tired. Oh yeah. I didn't sleep well. I've been up since 3 in the morning. I don't know what time it is now. Maybe like 9 something.
Oof.
10. Anyway, I lost everything. It had to do with this is the Anastasia. Oh wow! Can I erase this? I'm listening to the Anastasia one, and you played some of my messages, but none of the good ones. I know they're coming, and it's painful waiting for them. But I know you're playing. There's so many. Whatever.
Probably repeated
This was
here.
maybe my worst message yet. Oh, and you said this is the 5th episode, but there's that intermission episode, and there's the Christmas special, the holiday special, the Yul Kid, whatever. So nobody else is fucking calling.
Well, we got 12.
Yay, Carrie.
We got 12 other callers this month.
We drove the calls.
So a thing my dad does is
Does
he
he
will pause the
pause?
episode,
Okay, I was
call
gonna ask,
in, give
yes.
us his thoughts on what that specific part is, and sometimes we'll say something, and then 20 minutes later return to that and be like, actually, that wasn't the case. And he'll have already left a message correcting us.
I see.
Which is fun. It looks like they're in the Old West now,
Well,
doesn't
now
it?
they're back in Rafes.
Right.
Or Rievsks. Sorry, I don't speak Russian.
I forgive you.
Yep.
It would be a fun language to learn. I think it would be a very difficult language to learn.
I could call...
My dad's probably
speaks,
learning it on Duolingo
Russian.
right now. He'll call in and tell us. He's learning several.
Okay.
I know you didn't actually listen to it. You just watched it. But what is the plot of the Yul Brynner Anastasia?
It is very
film
similar to
the Warner Brothers.
Yes, he plays the role that would become Dmitri.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Where he is.
But it's about the discovering, I'm the old queen and I want to discover Anastasia.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
The anime movie was heavily inspired by the Yul Brynner film, which we have not watched that animated film for the podcast, but tease for next week on April 17th. We'll finally
the long promised
Lost episode. We had tried to record The King and I over Zoom at one point because Phil had possibly had a COVID exposure. He was fine, thankfully, but we didn't want to risk, him traveling and stuff like that. So we tried to record on Zoom. Very hard to sync up. So we wound up watching the King and I 1999 animated film from Warner Brothers Animation, which
didn't make it through the whole thing.
No, we watched the whole thing.
We did?
We did.
Wow.
It felt longer than the 10 Commandments.
I fully thought we stopped, maybe I'm thinking of the original episode.
Well, we stopped during... We started watching The King and then stopped and started the animated one instead for some reason. I remember very little about that episode, but people will be able to listen to it next week.
Yep. On the long promised date of April 17th.
That's correct. The date that you said while we were recording it, let's release this on April 17th.
Yep.
And here we are, almost 6 months later, still doing this podcast. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
Now, Taylor, you've listened to multiple minutes and multiple episodes.
Yeah.
What is your lasting impression? Well, what was your first impression of the podcast? If I remember correctly, you stopped listening as soon as you heard your name mentioned.
Correct, in the 10 Commandments episode.
Which is very early.
It's in the first 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So what are your favorite things about this podcast? What are your least favorite things about this podcast? Where do you hope this podcast goes next?
Well, how many more Yul Brynner movies do you have?
Something like 48.
Really?
Yeah, he made a lot.
Prolific.
Uh-huh.
I did listen to multiple minutes of the first episode, Port of New York, because I was trying to figure out, many years ago, when I was in New York post-college, I took an online course about the transition of movies from black and white to color. And there was a movie I watched that I thought was called Port of New York, but couldn't be called Port of New York because it didn't have Yul Brynner in it.
Now, here's the thing. I think Port of New York may have been a remake.
But I don't think it could have been so much earlier that...
It had sound, this picture that you watched.
I think it did have sound, but it was in black and white, because I think the whole thing at that point in the class was about the use of, in black and white, like using shadow and things like that, because then in the second half of the class, it transitioned to color and the use of why certain colors were, like at the beginning of color pictures, like why certain colors were chosen. Like there's always a lot of reds and greens in early color pictures because those are contrasting, and they wanted to sort of like show off the ability of the Technicolor. But I thought it was called Port of New York, and now I can't remember. And so I listened to that episode, and then I got distracted looking up, trying to figure out what the movie was called.
Well, the Wikipedia page of Port of New York says that it's very similar to another movie shot on location in New York City called T-Men from a couple years before.
No, it wouldn't have been T-Men, because it was something, it had the word port in it, or port or streets, and it was in New York. Street. But I don't remember. Is this the same woman? Is there only one woman in this whole... Well, no, there's...
that is usually how it goes.
There is that tickling woman, so there are two women.
Dude, you got any topics this week?
Well, I had a couple ideas for topics. The main one I thought of was things I can talk about with Taylor that I can't talk about with Philip. Because usually we do these podcasts, and I'll mention something like a Star Wars movie, and you'll go, what? Now, Taylor and I have already discussed Star Wars on this podcast.
We did it.
Yeah.
We did it. Done.
Check.
Great.
Topic's done.
You got any topics, Taylor?
Well, he's a guest.
I'm a guest, and I was not told I had to prepare a topic.
Yeah. Well, I
actually think you were several months ago when we first
invited you.
Oh, well.
I do have a new one, a new thing we can do right now that I
Okay.
just thought I'd break getting distracted by my decor.
Your tips for teens, I've noticed a book called Tips for Teens on Love, Sex, and Marriage, and this book is from. Oh, let's see. It's signed by someone who is not the author. This is a 1955 book. I'm going to read you the table of contents.
All right.
Sex, its true meaning. Physical aspects. What are the feelings of love? Boy meets girl. Dating. Your attitudes are showing. Looking toward marriage, and summing it up. And this feels, if anything, like a book for Taylor.
Backwards.
Yes, I've said this before about this book.
Starts with sex, and then it goes to dating, and then it goes to marriage.
That's
seems
true.
out of order.
Sex is after marriage.
At least it's after dating.
Wow. Look,
I mean, maybe
we
not.
don't make judgments on this podcast.
I mean, in the 50s or whenever this was.
It's dedicated to my husband and children's father, now deceased. For he gave in both roles a truly fine example of Catholic ideals. Once again, return to dicey areas for this podcast.
We have had God call in.
That's true. God has called in. And was he mad at us? I don't remember.
I don't know.
Oh, I do also have a very sad story to share.
Okay.
Before we get to the topic that you have, Philip. So, this podcast sometimes makes promises like, we're going to release a new episode on the 10th of every month, or we're going to start in October, that we unfortunately can't honor.
Except today's the 10th.
Today is the 10th. But last month, we promised 3 new episodes. We promised the final episode of the 10 Commandments. we promised the spin-off episode of Orphan of the Rocks.
We promised that?
And we promised a St. Patrick's Day special. And so, Taylor, and for those listeners who don't know, Orphan of the Rocks was a good friend of ours who who came in as a guest on the podcast. He, I think, was going to live with Phil or I or something like that. He was a great guy. He was an orphan. His children had been previously orphaned, but were no longer at the time. But I have sad news to report. The Orphan of the Rocks has passed. That's why. That's why he couldn't have a spin-off episode, and it happened the day before St. Patrick's Day, so it just didn't seem right to do a St. Patrick's Day episode.
So now his children are orphans again?
His children are re-orphaned, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry, Taylor, that you didn't get to meet him. He was a really swell guy.
What a bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so,
What's your topic, Phil?
well, so I got basically like a little game, but then I thought, just in our previous conversation, I thought, here's something else we could do.
Mm-hmm.
Let's learn
Oh, no?
Russian.
Let's learn Russian? Okay, mama. I nailed that
Mama.
one.
That means mom. Yeah, good.
Oh, we're on Duolingo.
Yeah. Now, how do you say mom?
Mama.
Mama. Yeah.
Now, it's harder for you because you're reading the Russian. It's not written in the English alphabet. It's written in the
that's
Russian.
right. Well, this
Well, Phil's learning to read Russian. We're just learning
this
to speak
Russian actually has a separate tab here to learn the letters.
it. Oh.
Sounds like my
Yeah.
niece.
K. Yeah. K. F. Yeah. K.
Oh, it's. Oh, interesting.
And now do the down.
It is
Yeah,
very boring.
Yeah.
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 K.
What's the correct character for?
It's
E.
the
Oh,
apple.
fuck.
It's the apple getting cut in half because that's the sound.
Yeah, that's
See,
right.
that's how you learn.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, go back to the
Is this
words.
copyright infringement?
Go back to the words. I
Probably.
want to hear the words again.
I mean, the recordings at least will be copyrighted.
Yeah.
Oh, Yul has his signature black coat on. He's always wearing
Mama.
black.
Wait, we're back to Mama again?
Mama.
Well, yeah, we restarted this.
Mama. What? Dom.
Dom.
So that's dad?
I think that's house.
I think it's house too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dom.
Like domicile.
Yeah, or like, yeah. Dom.
What was that?
Dom.
Dumb again.
It's
Dom.
still Dom.
Это мама.
It's a mama.
It is this. This is mom.
This is mom.
Because I did start Russian.
You
on
know
Duolingo.
Russian.
Oh.
Oh.
Were you hoping to read this novel in
No,
Russian?
not at all.
Is
What
that-
is the phrase again?
Это Том.
It's a dome?
This
This is
Tom?
Tom. This is Tom.
Tom a common Russian name?
Yeah. Mama Tom.
Wait a minute. Okay,
Mom
so
is there?
Mom.
I don't think there's mom in
Mom is-
backpack.
Mom is here. Oh, Mom is there.
Yeah.
Mama Tom.
Dude, Duolingo has animation now? They did it when I used it.
Oh, yeah. It's,
I tried learning French in like 2017.
I tried learning French last year and I found it impossible because they started telling me like what the word for like street was before I learned
like
how to
hello?
say hello.
Oh, that's
know
not how it was
someone-
when I did it. They
Yeah.
must
But
have
like, why am I
constantly changed
learning
it.
about saying "Mama is here"?
Right
They
before you
recently
learn,
Before I
Like
learn
their
how to say
whole-
like "Hi, how are you"
yeah,
in Russian.
or like here's cat, here's boy.
Yeah.
Nothing complex.
What's
I
the
don't want
next-
sentence structure. Teach me some vocabulary first.
was that ABBA?
Was it?
Sounded like
We're gonna get taken off Spotify.
Sounded like the
Oh, wait,
first
yeah.
chord of
No,
Dancing
it was
Queen.
not. It was not.
Okay, it sounded like.
Translate this sentence.
Том медик.
Tom Medic?
Wait, can
Tom
I
is
look
a
at it?
doctor?
Yeah.
Tom.
No, I think it's Tom hyphen Medic.
Tom is a
Tom,
medic.
Tom is.
No, it's a hyphen though.
Wait, say it again.
Why?
Том медик.
It's Tom is a medic.
Tom. It must be Tom is a medic.
Okay. Is that?
They don't-
Мама это Дима.
Do you know how fucking code it is? They don't have
Mom.
time to be wasting time on is.
Mom, this is Dima. Now, I did know Edema. I knew Edema growing up.
Yeah.
Speaking of...
Dima, this is Tim. I'm glad we're learning.
Oh,
important
Phil,
words
this
like
is
Tim.
That's what I'm
Club.
talking about.
Yeah.
I'm just... Yeah.
They're in a club. This is the club from the intermission episode, Phil.
What?
Never mind.
Okay.
It's not canon anyway.
Тим — это Том.
Oh, it's another woman.
Tim, this is Tom. No, that's Tickling Woman.
No, is it?
I think it is.
Мама, Дима, Медик.
I don't know. She's blonde.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking she must... How many
Mom,
women can be in this film?
Dima is,
Wait, say it
Lisa.
again. Put it again.
Мама, Дима, Медик.
Mom, Tom is a medic.
Dima is a
No,
medic.
Dima is medic. Yeah.
Whatever.
Perfect.
Alright, do we
So
level
we've
up?
learned how to say medic. I don't know how to say hi, but
Yeah.
I know how to say medic.
I know how to say Tim.
I know how to say... Alright, I'm done with this.
Alright, maybe later.
We'll do the exact same lesson at the end of the podcast to see if we've learned anything.
Yeah.
Well, we got a perfect score, so we can't.
No, right,
Alright.
We can't learn any more than
Great,
we've already
we're done.
learned.
Alright, so...
Tick.
My other game? Well, actually, before I do that, let's listen to another message.
Oh, sure. Who knows? Who could it be this time?
Alright.
Who could it be now? Calling
this was
at my phone.
Only 25 seconds long. This was 3 minutes after the last message, which...
Okay.
That last was 2.5 minutes. So...
Immediately?
Almost immediately after.
Just press it.
Yeah, I'm calling back real quick because I wanted to clarify something. I didn't mean it's painful waiting for my messages because I don't like your show. I love your show. I meant it's painful waiting for my good messages and listening to the bad ones, and maybe none of them are good. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, I'm just clarifying it. I got to come up with some questions for you guys. The listeners are supposed to have questions. I got to come up with some questions.
Oh,
And you'll be sorry.
you'll be sorry.
They're all
so
good. We love all our listeners'
We
calls.
do love all our listeners' calls. So we talked about in the last episode how he would call in and just say, I'm on this part, it's good, or oh, I'm on this part, here's a story. And we talked about how a lot of podcasts that get calls or messages from listeners, they're asking questions. They want the host to prompt a discussion. And it was a unique thing for our show that we never actually got questions in any of our calls.
This movie left. Sorry.
Well, yeah, it's a great movie, isn't it?
I think this is
I
one of the
haven't paid too much
brothers.
attention.
I've decided Yul is one of the brothers.
Okay.
William Shatner is one of the brothers,
And this is
guy.
the third.
But Lee J. Cobb is in this, and he was a legitimate,
So-
well-known star.
Lee J.
So then we're probably
Lee
assuming
J.
that
Cobb.
this
J.
guy
Cobb?
seems impulsive, and he was biting a woman, right?
He
This
was
must be the
biting a woman.
impulsive and sensual Dimitri. Therefore, I would wager that the coldly rational Ivan is William Shatner, and the healthy red-cheeked young novice. Oh no, that would be William Shatner.
Have we seen
Novice,
William
William
Shatner since the beginning?
No, we saw. Yeah, he popped up again.
He's
He popped up again.
Yeah. So coldly rational Ivan, that must be Yul. Ivan's Yul. Sometimes we look at the Wikipedia page, but not often. How many
No.
pages is this book?
It's like
Oh,
770 something.
Yeah.
I also was hoping that,
Medical
in the same way that War and Peace, they did the War and Peace in the 50s with Audrey Hepburn in the United States, and then Russia one-upped them by making a very long, multi-part War and Peace, which is very good. I was hoping that the same would be true with this, but according to my research, there hasn't been a prominent, very long Russian version of this film.
Maybe it's
there-
like critical of Russia.
There was another one in 1931, I believe, is the one that kept popping up.
Prior to this.
Yeah. I don't know anything about it other than it exists.
Oh, Yul's getting this guy out by the ear.
Yeah.
Now, is this the same woman?
This is, I think, the same dark
The same woman who was disrobing but then didn't disrobe.
Today is Christmas Day.
No, that was several months ago. We did a whole special.
Oh, yeah.
This kid looks like Joffrey from Game of Thrones. We did learn that The King and I has a kid that looks just like Philip Romano. Philip Romano was a snot-nosed punk.
Yeah, no, I knew this.
Oh, I thought you meant Philip J. Romano, restaurateur. Famous
No.
restaurateur.
He's not allowed on the podcast.
No,
I'll say it now.
He's canceled. Yeah.
Phil also often gets sleepy during the podcasts.
I mean,
boring.
I'm not surprised. You don't have to explain that to me.
Yeah. How often has he fallen asleep?
Phil has fallen asleep while I'm speaking to him.
Yeah, well, he-
before.
Well,
Famously
this
doesn't listen to you.
week, yeah, I was very tired when we zoomed. I'm wondering if I was sleeping in the middle of a crossword puzzle.
I don't forget, Phil.
And he doesn't forgive.
Yeah,
never.
True.
Never forgive, never forget.
Here's a 17-second message.
Io sono Davide. Io sono di New York. Un gelato, per favore.
Is he speaking Italian?
My name is David.
I
I am
like
from
a
New
gel-
York.
I would
like a
I
gelato.
would like a gelato, please.
And then bye. Yeah.
What, were you speaking Italian in the last
I
episode?
think I was saying that my father did not speak Italian, and I guess he was proving me wrong.
Oh, that would make sense.
The thing is, I haven't listened to this episode. We recorded over a month ago, so
I mean, should we go right to another?
I do seem to remember that one being one that dragged particularly. I don't think any of us were really up for recording that day.
Yeah.
Had
When
been
you
all
say
day.
any of us,
Carrie was a guest on
Carrie
that episode.
guested.
Mhm.
Yes.
Is she the only other guest?
Yes,
Yeah.
you're the second guest.
Okay, for some reason I thought there had been another guest. I won't say their name.
Okay, did I
Keep the surprise.
ever live with them?
No.
Oh, interesting.
Are they?
Well, Orphan of the Rocks did guest. Were you thinking of Orphan of the Rocks
No.
or Googly the Googler? He's also.
I've
guested.
never met or known Orphan of the Rocks before now, so I
Oh.
wasn't thinking of that.
Okay. Rest in peace.
Maybe it's someone who I believe is coming after me,
Perhaps.
so I don't want to spoil them
Okay. For all our listeners.
for the listeners.
Yeah. Are they a regular member of our Zoom?
Not regular.
Okay.
Okay.
Phil, do you have an idea?
Do either of you know sign language?
I have an idea.
Do you?
Is their name?
I know the
many-
the letters.
How many letters is their name?
4.
Is their second letter this?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I thought.
Oh, is it the other person who was offered a videotape?
Oh,
4.
maybe. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that the only letter in sign language you know?
No, it's that's one I
Okay.
just came my. I.
Is this an
Is
R?
B? Yeah, that's R.
Mhm.
This B?
Is B? Yeah.
I thought that's
no,
A.
No, that's not B.
No,
B is this.
okay.
This is good podcast.
What is A?
A is this.
Okay, so then yeah, just for
Oh,
A,
That's what you
B.
did,
Yeah,
right?
and this
Or
is-
is it like this?
And D,
B.
B, F,
Yeah.
G,
I would like to learn
K,
ASL.
L,
Me too. I went to a.
Q.
I tried a couple times. I went to this like student-run class, ASL class in college. It wasn't like
You should go to a teacher-run one.
Yeah, it wasn't like an actual course, but it was like it's a thing to learn
Exchange
ASL.
of ideas.
And I went for a few weeks, but they taught us some stuff, but really they just entertained themselves by teaching the sign for abortion every week.
And that's it?
I mean, they taught other stuff too.
All right,
that
let's
was
see it.
I don't know if it's real. Because
I mean, we can fact check this.
Wait, why does that do that again?
It is. I mean, I'll describe it.
I'll say it
Yeah.
feels slightly too literal.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think I looked into it at one point, and it's like not. It's like
Slang.
a slang, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't even teach you bullshit.
No, I do remember that one too. Actually, kind of.
That seems pretty literal too.
I mean, a lot of the stuff, like yeah.
Because I used to know how to say fucking bullshit.
No, that's her.
This happens a lot too, where Phil and I
Look at
just
these-
look at each other and forget to watch Yul.
Look at these-
play his back.
People walking
Now,
on,
here's this blonde
on,
one.
on
Now-
a skating rink.
So this blonde woman would be his brother's lover.
Is she? I feel like she's... I don't mean to be
No.
reductive and backwards,
Mm-hmm.
but she has the feeling of sort of like a town woman.
A sex worker.
Not even that, I don't
Oh,
think.
you're saying that? Okay.
She's just like a free
Okay.
living woman in the town.
All right, that's pretty chill. But Still his brother's
the
lover.
fact that she was
No.
on she started the movie on a table, tied up, being tickled by all the men.
Right.
Doesn't make me feel like, oh yeah, she's.
But we
with
know
this
for a
guy.
fact that there are triangular love affairs in this.
Well, we don't know how faithful the adaptation is.
Wow.
Also, love that guy in the back.
The trumpet guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you're saying his brother being the one who was biting her leg?
Yeah.
Right. Oh, wait,
Are we
he's taking off her boot.
He's taking off her.
Is he gonna bite her
skate.
leg?
Oh, her skate. Okay.
Are we sure that's not the father Karamazov?
That's what I originally thought, but it does
Oh,
not seem
that's
like there is
interesting.
another brother, if that's
Well,
the case.
it could be Lee J. Cobb because I think he's a big enough star that I would be confused why he wouldn't be a brother. But
Well,
we've barely seen him.
What year, when was he famous?
He was famous. I mean, he was in 12 Angry Men.
Okay, in the 30s?
No, that was like
Or
in the
50s.
50s. That was
Okay.
like early 50s, I think.
Well, this is
This is
Okay,
the
58.
This is
late
58.
50s, right.
you're still 1958. You're still
But I think he was also a guy who
1958.
did like 200 movies. So.
Right. Could have shown up for a day.
Now this could be part of it, and the other one could be. Could it be like a love pentagram?
Where they're both married or something like that, but then their
But that
wives are
woman,
also
the other
in love
woman
with
we've seen-
each other brother.
Oh, they're kissing.
They are kissing.
Wow, look at that bridle on that horse.
It looks like a locker lock.
Mm.
Dashing through the snow. Is that a... No, it's not a one-horse open sleigh.
No,
That's a
it's
three-horse...
three-horse
closed sleigh.
Three...
No, it's
open.
open.
It's
It's
open.
open.
It's open. I was just joshing. I should stick to Draken.
Try and figure out which shots are projected backgrounds and which shots... Well, this very obviously is them riding, but...
Yeah.
Which way are they going to go? What if they ran right into the sign?
They're talking about the
They're
sets.
not going back to.
They're going to Roy.
There are some very clear, like, projected backgrounds in Ten Commandments.
Muckroy.
So I think they're
backgrounds
running
are-
away, absconding, if you will.
That was a very quick...
Some more foot
Oh.
action.
Wait, what was she doing with her foot there?
I think she was holding a cigar.
Now, that may be a sex worker.
Maybe. They just entered this place.
Well, they're in a new town, Muckroy.
But it seems like they know this man. We don't know that
Now-
the scenes in the beginning were not in Muckroy.
We do know that because there was a title card.
But was that before or after the scene in the bar?
That was before the scene of the bar. Now, there is a list of... I do know in the book there is a list of characters.
A dramatist. Oh, it looks like there's a stain
There is a stain, but just on this one single page.
Now, did you buy this book new or used?
I mean, like I said, it was 20 years ago.
Okay.
So I could... Although this doesn't describe who the characters are, which I guess is a big issue. I also do like that one of the brothers, Alexei, has in this book been given almost 10 alternate names that you have to remember while you're reading.
It's a complicated Russian novel.
Nikolai Ilyich Snigryov. I don't know who that is, but it's a character. So it's the father and the three brothers. There's a character named Pavel.
Then I think that older man was the father.
And probably one of the women's name is Agrafina.
From Queens?
And the other woman's name is Katerina. Although maybe... Oh, no.
Oh, wait, no.
Oh,
Sorry.
no. You know what? I believe I figured out the William Shatner character is called Zosima.
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 Okay.
Or, before he became a monk,
Uh,
that was my clue, he was known as Zenovi.
okay.
Like a Pokemon, it evolves and becomes a monk.
Phil, why don't you tell us about your game? I sense your heart's not in this.
Oh, yeah. So I got a game.
See, the only reason we can't do this as our full-time job is because Phil lacks the drive.
Oh, wow. There's also a character whose name is Stinking Lisa Vetta.
Yeah.
Stinking?
Yeah. I think the Orphan of the Rocks know her.
Maybe I should read this. I probably should.
You should read this and then come back on the podcast and explain this movie to us.
Book number 1, A Nice Little Family.
Oh, a nice little family.
Doesn't seem that nice. He just took this woman away to a house of ill repute, it appears.
It does seem like she led him into this house.
Yeah, and he's playing guitar. On a guitar that looks broken?
I mean, not Yul.
Yeah, not Yul. Yeah, not Yul.
Listener.
I mean, if they're watching along, they'll know that.
Yes, but we one of the
this
things that we promise is that you don't have to watch along. We'll give you what you need to know.
Yeah.
/ not talk about anything.
What's this game? What's happening?
Well, I'm realizing it might actually not work as well.
Amazing.
Okay, no. Okay, no, this will work.
Did you make up this game, or did you find this game online? You're referencing your telephone a lot.
Yeah, because so this game is called.
Oh, is this a game of telephone?
No.
Oh.
This game
Hard to do on a podcast, I guess.
is called. Okay. This game is called Two Truths and a Yule.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you 3 facts.
We gotta say if it's a truth about you or if it's just about Yul Brynner.
No, 2 of them are about Truman Capote and 1 is about Yul Brynner.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Oh wait.
Now, how many facts about these men have you got?
Well, I have a list but then I'm just realizing most of the ones in the list are very clearly.
Like, he was in The King and I. He was arrested for tax evasion.
I just want to interrupt and say now Yul is playing the guitar.
He is.
I mean, this is still going to be easy, but okay, here we go. Alright, fact number 1. We're only going to do 1 round of this game. Fact number 1. He did not see the point in attending a post-secondary institution. He did not believe the school could teach him to be good. Fact number 2.
He was the most wanted gangster in all of...
He was good friend with Jackie Kennedy.
Yeah, well, that's the criminal for sure.
Fact number 3. He always prepared breakfast while wearing a silk kimono.
I think Yul did not go to secondary school, whatever it was, university.
Alright, Taylor, what's your guess?
I think Yul wore a silk kimono because you told me he was problematic.
He was but I don't think he made his own breakfast.
Nope, that's correct.
Taylor's right?
Yeah.
Oh.
All the facts about Truman Capote are about him being a writer.
Oh, do you know what? I was thinking of Al Capone.
I did.
Yeah, you kept referencing a gangster, and I was sort of confused, and I was like,
yeah.
Maybe I don't know as much.
No,
about
I do know that
Truman
Truman Capote also was largely hated in society by many women he knew.
Yeah, just watch the Truman Show.
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen that movie, Phil?
I love that movie. Legitimately, I've seen it many times.
Do you like it more than Box Trolls?
Oof, that's tough.
I think both of those movies are not good.
You don't like the Truman Show?
I really don't. I've never been able to finish it.
Which I think is a large part of it.
Be better. Don't be bad for an hour and then be good.
Regular Michelle Obama over here. Oh no, that was
nope. That was Melania Trump.
That was Melania
Trump. Truman Capote.
No. Sorry to Michelle Obama for misquoting you.
Let's listen to another message.
Ich habe a Frage for Drake. That's German for I have a question for Drake. Drake, why is it that every time Phil goes to play one of my messages, you say something like, "Oh, another one? Oh, okay." Nice, man, real nice. Arrivederci.
The answer is I don't. I clearly didn't just there, so your question lacks factual backing. Next.
Is a podcast episode, Roger, is a podcast episode called an episode? Or could you call it a cast, like the Anastasia cast? Well, I'll now listening to the Anastasia cast still, and I always, with my preamble, forget my point. Son of a bitch.
That was for you, Phil.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it could be, but I think
I feel like
we're
you
going
hear-
to call it episodes.
Yeah, if anything, it'd be a pod. You say it's like an episode of the pod. I feel like you hear.
Yeah.
I don't really call it a cast.
Taylor, your take?
I think they're episodes.
Okay.
Yeah. Now you have a.
That's right. I can't believe we didn't. Taylor, why don't you tell the listeners about your
How
podcast?
does it compare to your?
I do have a podcast. Well, I don't film my podcast, or I don't tape my podcast in the same room with my co-host,
True.
which is one major difference.
Which you'll be able to hear our experience doing something like that on April 17th.
That's correct.
But we're not even looking at each other because you were on Zoom.
Oh, are
right?
you looking at Yul during your podcast?
No, I'm looking at my notes, my extensive notes that I
I know
typed
you like sword
before we
fighting.
get on the episode.
Yeah, there's some swords and it looks
Oh,
like a horse
hiya.
race. They're having a horse- oh,
they're
they're cutting
chopping down
stuff.
trees or
Uh-huh.
something. What a boring competition.
Sword fighting trees.
Did someone have to put those trees in the ground? I guess so.
Yeah, the Lord.
Oh no, he lost
Yul
his
dropped
sword.
his sword.
Oh, he's gonna get that piece of bread and use it to chop. Oh,
Oh!
Get that bread!
oh! What happened there?
Listener, I hope you're watching. It looks like Yul grabbed the piece of bread, tossed it into the air. The other guy speared it with his sword.
Who is this guy?
This is
I'm very confused all of a sudden.
Captain
All of a sudden. Phillips.
Phillips.
Oh, he went to kiss her and she was like, "No thanks."
And then she's hugging and kissing Yul even though he lost.
Well, he tried.
He got the bread.
That's
though.
it?
That's,
Okay.
This is where the expression "get
Oh,
that
they're
bread"
watching a
comes
little
from.
puppet show.
I think he's controlling a little puppet.
No,
show.
there's a hands up there. See, he was just giving the
Oh,
puppet
that's
some
true.
cash,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think.
It's an audience interactive puppet show.
I think most puppet shows are.
This is them. They're falling in love.
Yeah.
What is she holding? What is that?
I think that's her palm. This is
Oh,
a
a palm reader.
I would wager at some point in this scene a slur is said.
I don't think so because I think they're already in the scene. So I think she's just
Maybe
like,
right before
your
it.
future will
Yeah,
be
yeah, yeah.
very...
I
think that is the father.
Yeah.
I think that is the father now. You said
Oh,
it. Wait a minute.
Wait,
There-
this
that
is
could
a
be
priest or
that could be
something.
Somoza.
Well, so maybe all three of these, right, are the brothers, and then that. Oh no! Well, who's this guy though? Is this the guy you were talking about, Taylor?
No, that's not him.
Okay. Well, maybe this is the other brother. Maybe.
I think they're probably yelling about. Wait a minute, he.
There's
Oh
too
no,
much
he's
love
back.
triangles.
But he's back. I was
He's
gonna say,
back.
oh, your brother went off with that woman, but he's there. I beg of you.
Oh,
please
did you pause that?
don't.
Oh no! I just saw. Sorry, I saw that dot up there on the wall, and I thought is that something on the wall, but no, it's on the screen.
It means we're recording.
Oh.
Nah, Taylor knows these things because, as he was saying, he has a podcast. So
I
you
do
look
have
at
a
your
podcast.
notes while you're doing your podcast.
I look at my notes
Mhm.
because we review things.
Right.
So I need to have my notes.
And so you guys are only speaking
Audio, yes.
like a telephone call.
Sort of like a telephone call, yeah.
Yeah. But on the computer.
Makes it harder to know when we sort of know the rhythm now, but at first you don't know when the other person's going to speak because you can't see them.
Right.
So that was very difficult. But
No.
now we've done almost 80 episodes, so...
It will take us years to get to that many because this is a weekly podcast, right? Or bi-weekly or something.
Well, mine is also bi-weekly.
No,
Okay.
this being
That's
yours.
what I meant. Yes.
Ours
Oh,
is
mine is
monthly
yes.
if we're lucky.
Yes, mine is bi-weekly, yes.
Okay. And what's it called?
It's called Jumping Bomb Audio.
And you guys discuss.
We discuss Japanese women's pro wrestling.
Phil and I have listened to
You
an
might get a
episode.
new caller.
I don't think
Do you
they.
accept callers?
We don't take callers.
No.
We don't take callers, and we've never had guests.
No. So there won't be a crossover episode.
No.
Unless we do a special one-shot crossover episode about, I don't know, if Yul ever wrestled in Japan. I don't know. I don't know what
I
that
think
would be.
doubtful, but
Yeah, doubtful.
we've never had guests.
You ever wrestle women in Japan?
Yeah.
We've had 2 solo episodes. I've done one episode by myself, and my co-host has also done one episode. When our schedules
sometimes they don't
didn't allow us to record.
See, when that happens to us, we just miss our air date. So far, at least.
Yeah.
When I started podcasting, one of the first things that someone who had podcasted for a very long time told me was the most important thing about podcasting is to
Stick to your
set
schedule.
a consistent schedule.
Yeah, I agree.
So that people come to expect an episode and will receive an episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Phil, would you record an episode of Here's Looking at Yul Kids solo if you had to? Phil, if I die before we finish Yul Brynner's filmography, you have to finish the podcast.
All right.
I will say it is very difficult. I mean, especially with this where
you have to talk for 2.5 hours.
You're
straight
slightly
yourself.
less prepared than we are when we record the podcast, and I found it sort of difficult just because you just have to speak.
I mean, I'll say this: if I have to record, it's a good example. If I have to record an episode on my own, I will fall asleep, and those be hours of silence as the movie plays in the background.
There have been times where Phil and I have been recording this, and someone's needed to use the bathroom or something, mid-recording. They just go, and the other one has to vamp, and there have been times where we've just stopped talking.
Oh, last time I did
Phil
that.
usually eggs my father on to call in. Apparently, he said if you called in, you could take over my position as host. So I am actually just an interim host right now because my father is technically the host.
I see.
With Philip.
Speaking of your father, I mean, we don't know that this is him, but should we listen to our next call?
Oh, well, who knows? This could be any one of our listeners. Taylor, did you call in when you listened, maybe?
We'll have to find out.
Also, why don't you leave the number for our listeners to call in?
They know it.
They know it.
518-966-2442.
This we're gonna get so many
slowly,
new.
Phil.
Yeah, he does this.
Say it in a way that
he
people
doesn't
can
want.
understand.
New listeners are listening because they love Taylor.
518-966-2442. Yeah.
He wasn't sure.
Oh my God!
Now it's very quiet.
Roger, earlier in the Anastasia cast, you mentioned about callers should call in with a topic for, I don't know, some special that's coming up. Don't test me, I'm going to fail. But, I don't know, into the Dumptyverse.
We did that already.
What's cancer?
Well, the Orphan of the Rocks died, so we had to...
Is that the Humpty Dumpty expanded universe?
Correct,
Sure
yes. You can find out all about it in the Ten Commandments, Part 2, I believe.
Yeah.
We broke down like a 12-film series, all interconnected about Humpty Dumpty, his origins, how he fights King Kong or something like that.
Yeah, I like all the King's Men, or like the King's
Right, because all the King's Men, that's King Kong.
And the last one ends with him falling off the wall, right?
I actually think the last one involves time travel and multiple Humpty Dumptys trying to stop him from ever falling off the wall. Judi Dench is in it.
Yeah.
But I would think he would fall off the wall and they couldn't put him back together again. That would sort of be like in the Avengers Infinity War when Steve Rogers is old.
Oh, sure.
When he's really old and they're like, oh, he's still here, but he's no good.
I think the fall itself is a full movie. He's falling. That's the whole picture, right? Because you want to take each line.
But you can't call it the fall. That's already a movie.
Well, no, we'd call it something like Humpty Dumpty :
Falls.
Yeah. Here we go.
Fall of Humpty.
The fall of the House of Humpty.
Yeah. Also, though, movies have the same title all the time.
That's true. We'll just buy the rights to that movie, and
yeah.
You could tell Phil's so invested in this.
Yeah.
It's like pulling teeth to get him to come do an episode. This time we came to him, and he's still such a grouch. Why don't callers call in and say, how do you like Phil's attitude? Always falling asleep.
I would like to say, I'm fully prepared. I thought we were doing this at your apartment. I was then informed we were not, so...
Well, it seemed easier. You guys both live over here.
Yeah, correct.
It's true.
I brought my microphone all the way over here. Didn't even need it.
Maybe we do.
Well, it's too late now.
Yeah. I also realized audio-wise,
This is gonna be great.
This is gonna be great.
I'm sure it's
We've
fine.
had worse in the past.
oh, we sure have.
Our first
My
mic.
computer is making a lot of noise.
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't think it's being picked up. All right.
Just edit it out.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll have our editors do that.
Yeah, you clearly haven't listened to this podcast.
We don't
No.
do that. So
No.
if you say anything that you think, oh no, I'm gonna get canceled for that,
It's gonna happen.
don't do that
Okay.
because it's gonna make its way in.
Got a 47-second message here.
Hot chef suit. Hop chef suit. Hop chef suit. It's hard to pronounce, but that's one of the very few female Egyptian pharaohs. She's my vote for the animated historical figure zany adventure. And I mean, obviously there are men trying to stop her, depose her, and there's definitely, I think, a desert dragon, a good guy, and an evil sorcerer, of course. I mean, how can you go wrong? A magic sword should be present,
Sure.
and I don't know, Isis probably should make it appear.
Not that ISIS.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
one of the topics for Anastasia was we talked about how Anastasia in the 90s was turned into a zany action adventure animated film.
Yeah.
We're saying, what historical figure would you like to see a totally ridiculous, not at all historically accurate animated film? So I posed this question to you, Taylor.
I thought he was saying hot chef soup.
He
and
was
I was
not.
very confused.
Yeah.
What historical figure
Mm-hmm.
Did Hot Chef Suit come up when we were talking about it?
would I like to
I don't know.
talk about her? I'm just trying to think of historical figures now.
Oh, you know what we had there for a second, Phil? Dead air. Which, as we know, one of the commandments of the pod, one of the pod commandments is there shall be no dead air.
Dead air.
So why don't you sing our dead air jingle?
All right.
This gets him back awake, usually.
What's that creeping over there? Better watch out, it's some dead air.
Now, Phil,
That was very off-putting.
yeah, I didn't like it. I think we both physically
Yeah.
moved further away from him. Now, Phil, I have a question.
Yeah.
Say there was a king or queen, right?
Mhm.
And they had one trueborn son who tragically died before he could ascend to the throne. Could you please sing a jingle about that, such an occurrence?
Yeah.
Thank you.
What's that coming down the line of succession there? Better watch out, it's a dead air.
Now, say tragically, after a storied and successful career at not just basketball, not just soccer, any number of sports, the best athlete, you're a sports guy, Taylor, right?
Yeah.
The best athlete of our time is, of course, Air Bud. What would happen if after such a storied career, Air Bud passed? Could you please give us that jingle?
Better watch out on the field over there. Who's that coming? It's a dead dog.
It feels like he's losing energy. It doesn't feel like he's gaining.
No,
energy.
it also looked like he was going to pull the projector out there with the wire.
So what are you doing to your shirt?
No, there's a little tag inside it poking me.
I still haven't thought of a historical figure. I can't think of one. I
Done.
thought of Napoleon, but I don't know.
Oh.
When he was exiled to Elba.
Yeah. See what's going on.
What
in that.
happened there?
Yeah.
And how do you get off? How do you get off? Where do you get off?
You asked Napoleon. Maybe that's the title of the film.
Famously covered in the opera Tosca. Not covered, but that's part of the plot.
Ah. Could you give us a small snippet of that opera?
I probably couldn't. No.
Okay. Well, that's why I asked.
It's in Italian, and I don't speak Italian.
Oh.
That's the biggest problem.
Bro,
It's in Italian.
I'm just trying his arms, his wings, velcro together.
Phil's playing with a puppet
I sure am.
Oh, what's happening here?
massage. I
Hubba,
believe.
hubba, hubba. Those classic massages when you get your face really close to the person's back.
I mean,
Maybe he's about to murder him.
What do we think is a subplot that's in the novel that was cut from this movie?
I think there's like a solid 80 pages about like someone growing vegetables that just won't grow.
like how...
Or like street orphans trying to change local politics.
This guy looks familiar that's on the screen right now.
He looks like a grown-up Charlie from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
He looks like he's related to the blonde woman.
Also, that was a bad cut between shots.
I love that it's open to a chapter that's called An Onion.
That could be it, but that could be...
subplot,
there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's come in, and they're against him.
Oh, he knocked down
a partition.
A screen.
A privacy screen, I believe they were. Is that what they were called back then? Where a woman would go behind.
I imagine here would have been called something in Russian.
Yeah, but they're speaking English in this film. I believe. I think.
You don't know that.
There's no way for us to know.
There's no way for us to know. That's true.
Not you, not you. That's a chapter name in this book.
And that's what he's saying right now. Not you. What are you doing here?
Who translated this?
I'm
Oh.
back.
Oh.
I'm back to thinking this is one
sort
of the
of
brothers.
like wrestling. That this old guy is one. Oh.
Yeah.
He's gonna strike
because
him.
this is a triangular love affair, right? Unless these are the three brothers. This is the father, but yeah, he wants to kill him. This guy, I think, has been instigating this blonde guy.
Yeah. You would say that's blonde?
I would say that's blonde.
I would say he has sort of an orangey...
Orangey?
I would say it's sort of tawny.
First of all, when does anyone ever say someone has orange hair?
I didn't say orange hair, I said orangey.
Orangey. So if you were
There's
to
an
name
orange tint.
the hair colors, you would say like blonde, brunette, orangey.
Why do we call it
I don't.
blonde?
Oh, okay,
And
great.
then we call it brunette.
Uh-huh.
And then we call it ginger. What is the official
Well,
name?
I don't know that I would
Red?
call it ginger. I would say red. Yeah, redhead or
But
red.
why do we
redhead.
say why don't we say brown?
Well, I don't personally know, but I bet. Do we have? If there's only
Let's
someone
find
who
out.
you want me to Google that for you?
Oh my god, that was very loud.
That hit the...
I got this for you.
Why do we say brunette
What are you doing?
instead of brown?
Who the fuck is this guy? What the fuck are you doing right now?
I'm Googling.
I'm Googling the Googler. This is my job.
All I'll say is before this
I'm union.
podcast began, I was
You a
told
scab?
that the computer on my lab would be useful, so I could
I don't know
Google
who told you
things.
that.
Well, you can look it up and answer. And
Don't even dare try binging.
oh,
What did you just say?
I also
Said
realized.
don't even dare try binging.
I also realized you don't call men with brown hair brunette. You don't say that.
W-H-Y.
Like I'm not a brunette.
Space.
I have brown hair.
That's pretty dumb though, ain't it?
I don't think that I would call men
It's-
brunettes.
B-R-U-N-E-T-T
I guess, yeah, it makes sense with what et means.
Oh, I
but
see.
I never thought about that.
C-Y-M-O-L-O-G-Y-N.
Oh my god.
Okay, it comes from the French word for brown. Brune. And then it turned into brunette in the 18th century. It's
Alright.
from the French feminine of brunette, diminutive of brune, brown. It means brown woman, I guess.
Alright, we've got another message here from an hour later now.
Should I go?
Yeah.
Alright, bye!
Batman's ringing the fucking bell again. Okay, it had to be done. The bell rang, Kerry's books got delivered, and that's the first thing I thought of. Also, I appreciate you guys playing all my voicemails. I didn't think you would, actually. I love you guys. I really do. And you too, Kerry.
So. I would hope you at least love me. Carrie's never gonna hear that. Batman's ringing the fucking bell again. Okay, let me explain this. When I was a little kid, my dad had this friend named Don who would show up at all hours of the day and ring the bell, and my mom would just ignore it. And he would show up, sometimes like 7 in the morning, sometimes, 1 in the morning, 5 p.m., all times of the day. And she would go, oh, Dawn's ringing the fucking bell again. So one day I was playing with my little toys, and Darth Vader was sleeping on the couch, and Batman comes to the door and rings the bell. Ding dong, ding dong. And Darth Vader gets up and goes, oh, Batman's ringing the fucking bell again. And then lays back down on the couch. Which was a favorite story of my parents to tell about my
Good. It's good.
Should we learn a tip for teens?
Yeah, give us a tip.
Oh, these are quite long. Dangers leading to petting. If you want to stay on the right side of that red line, there are a number of things to avoid. Cars, single dating, drinking, and testing out. Why can't I learn to drive? Moans the teener over and over. It is not only the fear of accidents which deters some parents from allowing you
Fear
to
of
drive.
accidents.
It is... I see what you did there. It is fear of some of the uses to which the family car will be put. The automobile is a source of real dangers. The newfangled outdoor movies are a source of danger. The unpatrolled parked cars are a serious danger. They furnish the temptation to go beyond the necking into the petting stage.
That's good prequel information for the Grease Rise of the Pink Ladies.
Which
television
you
show.
watched how many episodes of today?
All the episodes that have thus far been released, which is 2.
And how was it? Would you say this
It's
show is
interesting.
enjoyable?
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Would you say it's good?
I would say it's interesting.
What's your take on Grease, the original?
I love Grease.
You love Grease.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in Greece?
I have never been in Greece. I have seen productions of Greece. I have seen the movie. I've seen Grease 2 and Grease. What? Grease Live? Is that what it was called?
Activate almost crashed the car.
Phil, were you in Greece?
I've been in the country, not the show.
Interesting.
Okay. I've been in
Neither of
the
us
show,
in
not the
Greece.
country.
You've been in the show?
Yeah. With
Oh wait,
Danny
I didn't
Zuko.
know that.
Yeah.
I think you told me that once.
I was actually, I auditioned and was cast as Kaneki.
Yeah.
Because that seemed like the better role. And so, you know, he's the side, you don't have to learn a lot of lines. And he gets to sing Grease Lightning in the stage show.
That's true.
And then the kid who played Danny got expelled. And they said, they had double cast Kaneki, they had not double cast Danny, and they said, Drake,
You're promoted.
You're Danny
Well,
now.
you were not for only high schooler.
Well, it was in middle school.
No. This is what led to that.
And I had not been going to rehearsal too much, and I had to learn Danny in like a week. Which I don't think I could do now.
What's happening here?
The love triangle.
I think this is the third love triangle.
Yeah.
So what would that shape?
Oh,
be?
she's angry. I think the blonde is rubbing in like, yeah, I
got him.
She looks a little like Jane Krakowski.
Oh, she went to slap him, and the blonde caught her.
Oh.
Do we think anyone that was in this movie is alive
I
still?
just was thinking that.
Well,
She
William
looks
Sha-
kind of like Kristen
William,
Milioti, brunette.
William Shatner.
William Shatner's alive.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
answered. Asked and answered.
And I mean,
He's in his, what, early to
90s,
mid-90s? 92? 96?
I bet one of these women. I
Yeah,
bet one of
'cause
these
they're
women is
young.
still alive. Because this was
Let's see.
58. That's only 60 years ago. If they were 20,
It's too bad we've got no one to Google it.
no, we don't.
No. Phil, you looking it up?
Oh,
you
no,
got a
it's gonna
message.
play in a message.
Okay.
Your Jolly Roger Daddy. I know it doesn't matter anymore, but it might again someday in the future. Salt for a burn. Salt. You moisten your hand, put a little water on the area, and then pour fucking salt on it. It will draw the heat out. It will help take away the pain. It works. Old school.
Drake burned himself.
Fact check.
Oh, interesting.
Fact check. My
Yeah,
dad
yeah.
loves to fact check stuff on the computer by going to Sarah and say fact check. The first thing when you Google should I salt to burn is table salt shouldn't be used to treat burns or wounds. Experts warn. So I think that's what they would call an old wives' tale, which I don't think was often just a thing wives thought. I think people just were stupid back in the day. Not saying my father is stupid now for saying that, but I think he heard it from someone who was not educated on the matter. And now we've got Google. Anyway, I was fine.
Great.
I like this guy's coat.
Adaptations. This movie was adapted to... Oh, Taylor, I think you got your wish. A Russian 12-episode series produced in 2009.
Yeah, 12 episodes, 2009.
Is considered to be as close to the book as possible. There's also a Japanese TV adaptation set in the modern-day Japan.
No.
From what year?
2013.
I want something from like 1955 that's 4 parts and it's a film.
How about 2002,
No.
1-hour drama starring Derek Jacobi?
No.
Or a 30-episode drama starring I don't know, it was made in 2020. It's in Morocco.
No.
Phil, should we do that on the Patreon?
No.
I guess I just have to read. I guess I just have to read the book. Is what I'm.
There was a 1969 movie that was made in Russia.
How long?
Soviet Union.
How many minutes?
It is 232 minutes. That might be.
Not
your
quite
sweet
up to
spot.
that.
Okay, that's still only less than 4 hours.
True.
The brunette is alive. She is 92.
What's her name?
Her name is Claire Bloom. Patricia Claire Bloom is her full name. And
What was the last thing she was in?
I will tell
acting
you,
wise.
she is in the Order of the British Empire.
Who isn't?
I'm not.
If you were, Taylor wouldn't be here right now.
She played Ophelia in Hamlet alongside Richard Burton on stage. She played Juliet. Big career. In 2010, she played the role of Queen Mary in... Taylor, you'll have seen this movie because it was nominated for an Academy Award. The King's Speech.
I've seen that movie.
I did see the
We've
King's
all
Speech.
seen her in other things.
Wow.
Let's see. Her last film was in 2018. She was in a movie called Miss Dolly, which does not have a Wikipedia page, as Maggie.
Mm-hmm. Well, before that, what's the last?
Her last television appearance was in 2019.
In what?
Summer of Rockets, a miniseries. She was also in... Oh, I know this role. She's in the David Tennant Regeneration special, the first one.
Mm-hmm.
In Doctor Who, she plays the woman who does the weird eye thing, who is coming to give him messages. Do you remember that?
No.
Sorry, what's her name?
The woman.
Patricia Claire Bloom.
That's correct.
Should we start here looking at Bloom Kid?
Oh! Here's looking at Bloom Kid.
I mean...
She was in a lot more than you, but
say.
she did not die in the 80s.
Yeah.
Actually, she's probably in about the same amount of movies. Other movies from recent years, not that many that you would know, I don't think. She's in a movie called The Princess and the Goblin from 1991, which I must have seen this movie. Looking at the animation for it.
This is the brunette woman?
The brunette woman. Hey, my father, call in if we ever watched The Princess and the Goblin when I was a little kid. She was in Clash of the Titans, the original, as Hera.
I've seen that movie too.
The original one?
Yeah. I haven't seen
She's in...
with the owl.
I don't know if this is based on the play. It is. She was in a movie adaptation of A Doll's House.
Which was better than the current one on
You
Broadway.
guys saw, right?
I mean, no opinion. This is public.
She was also in, released later in 1958, next month's topic, The Buccaneer, with Yul.
Wow, a regular.
She'll be back.
This is a two-part. Taylor, do you want to come back on next month for part 2?
No, I don't want to take away from
No,
other guests you may.
Yeah, we'll have you back on next year, maybe. If you
Got
want.
any guest lined up for the Buccaneer?
Yeah, don't you have the person we were talking about before?
But I don't know if it's for that. People like chose movies.
Yeah, I recently went to a Bruce Springsteen podcast with one of my former
You went to a
roommates.
Bruce Springsteen podcast?
Did I say podcast?
Yeah, you did.
I'm just so used to him being a podcaster. I went to a concert that the podcaster Bruce Springsteen performed at with one of my former roommates.
Who was the opener?
Who's the opener?
Yeah, who opened for Bruce?
Nobody opens for Bruce.
No one opens for Bruce?
No, this is... So when he was young, he opened a lot, and he always hated it. So for his tours, he does not have...
So he doesn't give any other young people that
Yeah.
Well, he's got a radio...
He said,
show
I
he
didn't like
plays.
it, so certainly no one else likes it, and no one could use the rub from my fame, so...
No, he's got to... I mean, he's got like a 14-member band or higher, so...
What does that have to do with it?
They got a lot of people to pay.
Okay.
Anyway, you were at the Bruce Springsteen concert with a former roommate of yours.
She said
And
she
with
would
this
come
person,
on.
and also this person that Taylor keeps referencing.
Oh,
Correct.
yes. Okay,
Yeah,
so
correct.
now I know for sure who it
Yes.
is. Thanks.
And Carrie.
And
Former
Carrie.
guest.
Former guest, yes. My mom, who is a
Well, I
listener.
was gonna say your former roommate wasn't with you, correct?
No, she was with my mom.
Yeah. And Drake is going to.
Yeah, so I sat with Carrie and the person you
Yes.
thought was coming in. And my former roommate sat with my mom and her husband.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow Drake will be going to another Bruce Springsteen concert with my dad and his wife.
Well, no, that
Again,
happened a
no.
couple of days ago. I think that happened yesterday. Because this is April 10th.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm sure you had a great time and definitely saw each other.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think your dad would recognize me if we ran into one another.
I don't know.
I don't know. When's the last time your dad's gone, how's Drake doing?
I don't know.
I haven't met him in years.
Oh yeah. Also, by the way, well, this doesn't need to be on mic. Never mind. At some point this summer, if you guys want to go to his house in Connecticut, we have getting an invitation that we gotta bring for you guys.
You have to bring some of
Yeah,
us?
yeah. So you're legally.
What are they gonna do to
Will
us?
Kara and Tess be there?
Sure, they could be.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Make a little weekend out of it.
Yeah.
Can my girlfriend come?
Yeah.
She probably won't want to.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Now, listeners,
If you want to come
if you're gonna
to Phil's
come,
dad's house
yeah,
in
you're invited
Connecticut.
to.
I didn't know he lived in Connecticut. Did he move recently?
Did he?
A year ago.
Oh, okay.
It's there and the city.
Yes,
It's back
yes,
and
yes.
forth, Yeah.
You think that's blonde hair?
No.
That's the guy.
No, that's
you
the
think
guy.
that's
oh,
blonde
yeah,
hair?
that guy's got blonde
I
hair.
don't know about
Well,
that.
wait, is that the guy? I can't tell. I don't know.
think
If
it is
I
the
don't think
guy.
that is the
I
guy.
think it is the
That's
guy.
the masseuse.
There's
This
only
guy
so
has
many,
brown hair.
There's only so many guys in this
There's a
movie.
lot of guys in this movie.
This guy looks a lot like someone.
He looks
annoying
sort of like
right now.
Buzz from Home Alone a little bit.
I've only seen those movies. I've only seen Home Alone once, so I don't remember characters. I've seen number two once.
No, you're right.
This guy looks a little bit like Reese Darby at quick glance.
I think he's talking about. Do you think we could remove
the
from our
harvest?
I thought you were gonna say you look like Regis Philbin.
This is the one scene in the movie that mentions that subplot about the harvest going wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But they
Well,
use it just
see
as
you
a
later.
metaphor for
Shuck.
broken hearts. Also, probably some war going on.
We'll be hopeless.
When is this book set?
1870.
Has more time passed between this movie and now? Yeah, more time has passed between this movie and now. No. About the same amount of time has passed between this movie now and
Then the setting
book,
of the book
setting of the book.
and the movie.
And when was the book written? They're really hiding the "the" in that title, huh?
Yeah. It appears to have been written, well, hard to say, 1821? Is that the date I'm looking for?
Yeah.
1821.
Oh, unless
No,
that's his
1881.
lifespan.
Future.
Wait a
No,
minute.
that's his lifespan, I think.
Oh,
Uh,
so it was written sometime between 1821 and 1881.
Probably.
Well,
Probably before he was 10, right?
yeah. Sent another message. Got a longer one.
How many do we have left?
Just 4.
Okay. Oh, great, another one!
Okay, so earlier in the Anastasia cast, you played one of my messages, and I said you guys make me laugh or whatever, and then later on talking about that call, and Drake says, you know, whatever it is about me, you guys making me laugh, and you said, and Terry, and of course I had not heard an episode with Terry at that time.
That was the bet.
But toward the end here,
and you
an
never
hour,
mentioned
31
Taylor
minutes,
either.
58 seconds, you, and I don't even fault you for it, Drake, complain about 27 messages. I get it. I am sorry. And before you even said it, I was feeling bad. And as you said it, Carrie said, I think it's a little late in the episode for that. And I just started cracking up. So fucking you win, Carrie. Yes, you made me crack up. I was cracking up, and it takes so long to get the call through that I stopped laughing. But yes, fucking awesome. And sadly, I am actually sorry. She's correct. It's too fucking late. This is message number 18 of today. Bye. Love you guys. Don't hate me. I'm sorry. I love you. Bye.
Now, do you think we lost some of those calls? Or?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a very antagonistic relationship, it seems, between you and your callers.
It does seem that way.
You're giving a lot of praise to Carrie there. Carrie's not here to take it. Terry, would you like to thank him for the praise in...
in the guest role.
Take it, yeah.
Because we could say, you know, well, okay, hold on. Phil, you're Phil. I'm Drake. I think all of our guests should be playing the third host of the pod. So Carrie and Taylor are playing the same role.
Named Carrie?
Well, if I would have known that, I would have acted very differently.
Cool.
Phil doesn't like that idea.
No,
I'm
he
gonna
hates
tell you.
it. He hates it.
Well, I'll take the praise because
Okay.
I know also
Well, he's
your
gonna
dad
think
will
you're so
praise
funny
me.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know he will.
you know it.
Can you imagine if he
Calls
the
it,
next
he's like, I
episode he's like,
hated
that fucking
Taylor.
guy sucks.
Never had
Or
it
he may have
that
already called in and said that.
That's
Who knows?
true.
He could have.
I mean, we know because it's live, but...
That's okay. I'm not doing this to be liked. I'm doing this to be right.
Guessing on the
Yeah,
show?
yeah.
How is this going to make you right?
It's the right thing to do.
Oh, it is the right thing to
like
do.
charity work for us.
Wait, it's charity work for
No,
us?
he's
or
doing
Taylor?
it for us.
Right,
Yeah.
Wait, this guy's faking falling down the stairs?
That's how you make big bucks.
Feels like the old people in this movie are multiplying. Oh, look at that bedspread.
Girl,
Do you
with
like
that
it or
backstory.
dislike
I
it?
don't like it.
Oh, I was going to
Looks
say
like it has
this.
pieces of metal on it.
I was going to say this before. I bet that bear suit was made out of a real bear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I bet there's stuff made out of animals in this that doesn't need to be, and you never would know it.
Yeah, probably.
Yule's actually half...
I thought Phil was taking his
Phil, you
pants
going
off.
somewhere?
No, I'm going to the bathroom.
Oh, so
yeah,
you
this
are going
happens.
somewhere. Are you going somewhere? No, I'm going to the bathroom.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going far.
Well, this is the first time someone's gone. Oh, no.
Now
Last
it's finally
month
the
I
time to
was
talk about Phil. He'll never know.
Oh.
true.
Let's dish the dirt. Spill the tea.
I have to say,
Uh-huh.
the tea.
Shut the fuck up and go to the bathroom.
he's very low energy about
He
this
is,
whole
right? This is... We're meant to be hosting a show, entertaining.
You got to be
people.
up.
Yeah.
On the podcast, you got to be up,
Yeah,
and he's
la-
very down.
Last time he was so down that I got tired. Or maybe not last time.
He,
but
that
show.
it's happening to me.
infectious,
Yeah,
right?
it isn't sort of infecting me.
Honestly, I'm glad you're here because it allows me to have someone else to bounce off of when he's
Yeah.
asleep over here.
I think, and I've told you this,
Mm-hmm.
I think he has some sort of issue.
Like narcolepsy,
Not even narcolepsy, but
or
just,
just
some-
like a low
He-
iron or something.
It's not even that he's tired, because I am often tired
Yeah, same.
in life.
Yeah.
But his...
Well, he goes so quickly. Like I often
Yeah.
get tired early in the evening, and then I'm like, I'm
Yeah, like,
a little. But like he will just go from like wow to like half asleep.
And it will happen, and like at random times.
Yeah.
It just seems unhealthy to me.
Yul seems to be interrogating a woman. He's got a little flashlight. You can't see it
And
right
he's
now,
looking
but
around.
He did. When were flashlights invented? They had to be battery powered. They had them in the 1870s. I guess so.
Did they? I don't know.
Or it's an anachronism. Good snow effects. I mean, this is riveting podcasting. I mean, these sets are really good. I
It's
wonder
all
if it
that
was filmed on
asbestos
location.
that they're No, this can't have been filmed on location.
No?
I don't know, it doesn't look like it.
I just had my annual
Feel like
physical
the-
less than a month ago, and I'm very healthy. Thank you very much.
We didn't say you were unhealthy.
No, I think I may have.
I think you did.
Well, look.
Do they test your sleeping at the doctor when you get your physical?
I mean,
Phil should be in a sleep study.
Now, we've spent a lot of time talking to Phil over the last couple of years on Zoom because of the global pandemic we find ourselves in.
Yeah.
Did he do this 2 years ago, 3 years ago, or is this a recent occurrence?
I feel like it's increased.
I posit this. COVID has made him more sleepy.
Possible.
my COVID or COVID in general?
Yeah, both.
I mean, also he's aging. We're all aging.
We are aging. I did recently have a dinner with the person who went to the show with me, who Taylor thought was going to be our guest next
Whose
month.
name we have said on the podcast
Yeah, it's
before.
Brad.
Yeah.
But I had a conversation with him where I was telling him that after I got COVID, I started falling asleep at like 7 p.m. every night. And he's like, yeah, you're also in your 30s now. And I'm like, yeah, fair.
Oh, that guy's dead.
Yeah. Maybe that's the dad.
Now it's the dead.
Did that other guy kill him? The one that I think is blonde?
He took the doorknob thing and he hit him with it, I think.
This must be the big climactic episode. He's climbed this wall.
The big climactic episode?
Episode.
Like a TV show episode?
No, like an episode it can be an event.
I think
or
there's
a
still
thing
like
or-
45 minutes left in the movie.
Phil, why don't you check?
There's, I think, more.
No way. Oh wow, yeah, there's 52 minutes. left.
52 minutes
Wow,
left.
these things. Fly
See, there's a
by.
little doorknob thing.
Oh, and we've only got what? 3 calls left? 2 calls left?
3.
No, but, oh no, because it's an old movie, so there will be like 15 seconds of credits.
Yeah. Although there weren't that many credits at the beginning. I guess there were a decent amount, but there's lots of blood on this guy's hands now.
That's Yul Brynner.
Yeah, I'm aware. What's this other book you have here, Phil?
Oh no.
See, but you see it here. Lots of greens,
Oh, no.
greens and reds. Greens and
Yeah.
reds.
They love Christmas.
Well done colors. And
Show the technology off.
Yeah. Technicolor. I should have Technicolor exists here.
Oh. Who is this woman?
This is the one he was threatening with the flashlight before, I think. Right? She's appeared
It was,
a couple
but-
times.
Oh, okay.
She's praying.
She's screaming, just pray now.
I was gonna sing, but it's copyright. It's looked like he was glowing.
If there was one modern day movie you could drop Yul Brynner into, what would it be?
Well, I immediately thought Angry Birds, so I'm gonna say that one.
And who would he have played?
I've not seen the film.
Okay. I think he should have been in Like a Boss.
I mean, I think there's only 2 options. He would be one of the birds or he'd be one of the pigs. Right?
I haven't
But there's
seen the
many
picture.
birds.
Well, I've only played the game, and the game has birds.
But
and
there's
Like a
pigs.
multiple
red
of them,
bird,
I
a yellow
assume, yes.
bird. I think he'd play a good Eminem.
The rapper? Or
No, they're not allowed to be sex anymore.
Or the
Oh,
food.
that's true. The food.
How many times do you think Eminem pitched, Eminem's Candy pitched Eminem the rapper about like doing some ad thing, and he said
Oh,
no.
interesting.
The fact that hasn't happened must be on him.
Maybe.
Well,
they didn't want to
could
be
see-
associated
Yeah,
with a family
yeah, that's
brand.
true. That's true. Maybe they
Now,
hate them.
I
maybe
could see it
that's
happening
true.
in like 3 years.
Yeah,
I mean, he played the Super Bowl halftime show. Like,
yeah.
money really big back then, huh?
Oh, I think it meant like popular.
You was running around this little area here.
What is that sound? Do you have a clock that ticks very loudly?
I have multiple clocks.
There's a clock over there
We got 1, 2.
that says there's a
3.
clock over there that says emit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why does it say emit? Or does it say edem?
It says it me.
Left to right, edem.
T-M-E-I.
E-T-I-M. You read left to right. Right? Oh, no, sorry, you're right. T-E-I-M.
Too much information, Eddie.
Who's Eddie?
The one getting too much information.
Ask the clockmaker.
The clockmaker.
That's me. I made that clock.
You made that clock?
I mean, I didn't make the mechanism, but I...
So you didn't make the clock.
I made...
Stolen valor.
It's not... Is it accurate?
Yeah.
Stolen valor. I thought we were going to meet a character named
Wait
the
a minute.
Clockmaker.
It's 6:45 right now?
Oh.
Fuck me.
We started after 5.
Did we?
Yeah. Well, it took a while for Phil to figure out the...
Figure out the sound.
yeah.
And the
We're about an hour and a half into the movie. I am very hungry and have been since we started recording.
I'm also hungry. Should we take the mic and take the computer and
To a restaurant?
go to a restaurant? Yeah.
Well, how will we know how this movie ends?
We're taking the computer to watch the movie on, too.
Oh, I see.
There's never been an episode that we've eaten on the mic, but there was an intermission where where I ate on mic.
Sure,
but that wasn't canon, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and you were yelled at it about it by your caller.
That's a
Yeah.
cool shirt that Yul's
With my
wearing.
Yeah,
That was on the
you're
side.
You
wearing
often
more
wear
shirts
shirts like
in
that.
this
But it's got
movie
some
than
blood
in
on it.
all of
Would
his
you wear a
other
shirt
work
like
so
that,
far
Taylor?
combined.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Wouldn't get any blood on it, I'll tell you that.
You get in any fights recently, Taylor?
I have never been in a fight.
No?
I've never been punched. I mean, I've never punched anyone. I should
Have
say.
you have siblings?
I have been.
Are they
I
close
have
in age
been.
to you?
I have been punched. I have never punched someone in the face.
Have you been punched by like a friend or family member, or
I've been
by, like, a
punched.
random
Yes,
person? Like
by a school chum
by a school chum, like
many years ago.
in an actual heated thing, or like you guys were messing around.
I don't remember. They punched me in the arm, and it hurt really bad.
Hmm.
It was a kid whose nickname was Moose.
Oh,
His first name was Alan,
Alan Moose.
but everyone called him Moose.
Yeah.
He was a really big guy,
Hmm.
and he punched me really hard, and it really hurt. And
Just like you'll punch that guy.
I had to go to.
What?
I had to go to the nurse, and the nurse called my mother because my mother worked at the school, and my mother thought I had been gravely injured, but I just had a little sore arm.
Now during this, you missed that Yul punched a guy, threw him out the door as a full band entered, and the band missed that he was throwing him out.
Yeah, that was a good moment.
Going back to the calls.
Yeah. Because I want to make sure we have, if we need...
Well, we
time-
can do one every 15 minutes, and then we're fine.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's too late for this, and I shouldn't even be calling, especially since this is message 19. And I'm supposed to be sorry. And Carrie, I had paused it to leave the last message about how you cracked me up. And when I went back to it, you're like, oh no, now you're going to have 10 messages. When your father hears this, now you're going to have 10 messages about how he's sorry. And I think I've only left, I mean, I guess this is 2 about how I'm sorry, but this one really isn't about that. Carrie's probably never going to hear this message or the other one. And it's too late because I think I've already suggested 2 topics that you haven't listened to these messages yet so far. And only a few minutes left, 20 minutes maybe, yeah. And some odd seconds. But St. Patrick's Day topic, comparisons between Yul Brynner and my father. Okay? Because why? Because it's my father's birthday, St. Patrick's Day, your grandfather, yes. And so whatever, and I think there were 2 other ones, but most likely Carrie's going to pick it, and I'm sure it's going to be great. And I don't know why I'm still talking. No, bye-bye.
Now, this
I
is
will
a
say-
topic only you can really talk
Yes, but it's not St. Patrick's Day, so we're not going to go into it.
about. Okay.
Here's the thing. The topic that Carrie had chosen, and this might have been an episode that you would have been more happy to come on, Taylor, was going to be Near, Far, Wherever You Are, the Titanic episode, bonus episode, where we were going to watch and listen to Titanic, and Phil was just going to sit and not.
What?
So
I
we were
don't
going to do it
wanna
on
watch
Zoom.
Titanic.
I was going to watch Titanic.
Why don't you want to watch Titanic?
Because he's a loser.
It's a great film.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an important American historical event. I mean, it isn't really it's really no one's historical event.
I mean,
It takes place at sea.
probably more Europeans.
But it was going to America.
Yeah, it was coming from Ireland and England.
But I think there were some Americans on the ship
Yeah,
going
probably
back
a
to
few.
America.
Oh.
Jacob Astor.
Okay. Out of Astor Place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So have you ever been to the Baroness in Long Island City?
No.
It's a bar, apparently, that has a Titanic-themed bathroom.
Oh, I have heard of it, though, yes.
Okay.
Supposedly it's a very
Did
plain...
you Google Titanic New York City?
No, I saw someone had posted this
No, yes,
Instagram
it's-
story the other day. And,
it's very big on,
I asked
it's
her
very
where it
big on
was,
TikTok.
This is... Gosh. I mean, people are dead.
yeah.
People love to celebrate poor people's death as if it's some sort of amusement
Well, some
park.
very rich people also.
Yeah,
do.
not enough.
John Jacob Astor.
John Jacob Astor.
Astor.
Place.
That's our John Jacob Astor theme.
John Jacob Astor theme. His place is my place too. Wherever he
Whatever.
sinks on a ship, the people always shout, "There goes John Jacob Astor." This is his theme. Da 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 da.
Yeah. A lot of Yul in this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say he's the main character.
Yes.
Mm.
We've moved firmly into, I think, his stardom
Yeah.
era, which is, this is only like a year or two after The King and I believe this, The Buccaneer, and The Ten Commandments all released in the same year.
Oh, yeah.
So, it was a big year for Yul. I don't think he would ever do that many films in 1 year again.
I mean, no, he certainly wouldn't now.
Well, no, because he's been dead, these long, many years. 37? Or 27? 37.
37, yeah. 35.
You
yeah.
say it as if you knew. You're like, oh god, it has.
It's been a long
So I was
time.
like, you're not that long before I was born. Then I was like, oh, wait, then.
This podcast launched on the 37th and 1 month anniversary.
Right,
his
of
death.
course.
Mhm. Change your shirt. It's got blood all over it.
St. Patrick's Day special episode. I said that in hopes that he'll see the words before playing it, so maybe because there's 20 messages or more before this, maybe he'll play this one when you're recording the St. Patrick's Day episode. So in hopes of that, yeah, I guess it would be too late by then either. But you St. Ulrich's Day, and there's gotta be like a St. Patrick's Day kind of fucking leprechaun movie or something.
St. Ulrich's Day could be whenever we want. We could still do a St. Ulrich's Day special.
That's true.
Now look at this guy.
Which guy? That's Yul Brynner.
No. This guy.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy.
Finally, Toad's getting into the podcast. Let's look at him.
Take him away. He's an adulterer.
Do you think adultery should be punishable by death, Taylor?
No.
Okay.
Do you think murder should be punished by adultery?
Break that down for us, Philip.
If you murder someone, your spouse gets to cheat on you.
So that would be cucking a murderer.
But you don't
That's
know
my
it.
favorite Netflix documentary.
Talk about, yeah.
Cucking a murderer.
But you don't know it, so then what's the penalty?
You know it might be happening. I don't know. I guess, yeah, there's no way to have, permitted adultery.
This is also reminding me we haven't taken our trip to the Russian tea room yet.
Phil, why does this... Sorry, I just pulled off a thing off Phil's bookshelf. Bookshelf?
Yeah.
Shelf? It looks like wedges for Trivial Pursuit, all in a big... Doesn't it kind of look like Trivial Pursuit?
Yeah, you can scramble it up and...
Oh, is it like a little puzzle?
Yeah.
Or
Oh,
Rubik's
that's horrible.
cylinder?
It is made by Rubik's. I forget what it's called.
Seems like a nightmare.
No, it's not.
Because I could... Oh, look, I just ruined it. Oh, no, I didn't.
It's not hard. It's it's
Seems easier than
repetitive.
it is.
It's a good
Fidgety.
This yellow is off. This yellow should be...
Yeah, well, the yellow,
here.
the yellow, the one piece that's missing, so that you can. Which I do wish it came with
A
an
final
extra
one
yellow
to
that
put
you
in.
could put in. But
The yellow looks like... Have you ever had the candy Lifesavers?
I've seen them.
Kind of looks like that. But the yellow one.
I don't know if I've seen the yellow one.
The Russian tea room. I feel genuinely. I think it's too crowded now for me to feel comfortable eating indoors at the Russian tea room. Probably.
Oh, wow.
Sorry.
What the heck was that?
I'm grabbing
Maybe if I get COVID again.
Phil just climbed on my head.
Sorry.
This,
To get a piece of glass,
I
a broken
took
piece
pieces
of glass.
glass from a job I had.
Yeah, to involve fire.
What a-
He realized he's on a podcast and can't.
What a great story.
That's
But-
dangerous. What are you doing?
Catch the glass! It's
Oh,
rubber!
it's rubber.
I'm not cool.
Okay. This idiot.
That classic
That's
bit, catch the glass.
Sing the Catch the Glass.
You know what to do when it's your turn to pass. You gotta put your hands out and catch that glass.
Oh, good. Short, succinct. I want to eat it.
Or don't do that.
I have
I thought they
started
made it out of
to.
sugar.
I've started to find a
Yeah,
guy
that's
on
another-
TikTok who does movie props, and it's very interesting.
This
He's
is-
like, "Oh, they need this. I
this-
do." You know.
Phil and I went
This
to
thing.
get a tour of a a place that does props once, and we both wanted to steal something, and neither of us did.
So now I've been making up for my shelf and stolen it.
You gotta steal me a coin. Phil, steal me something from a set.
Alright. I mean, I would never do that. But this is like specifically made because it's so there's a whole bunch of it, a window shattered basically, and so then they replace all the glass with this, and
Was it at
And
a
then-
mental facility?
no, this is this week,
Oh.
and then because a bunch of people had to like step over it,
Oh,
so that
okay.
we could
It
do
was
that
like
safely.
a striding ceremony. Yeah.
ceremony, yeah. But it was cool. I got to see them actually like.
Now you're saying that man is not blonde?
No, now he does look blonde.
Yeah. I always win in the end.
These two guys, I don't like them. I don't know if they're the villains. I think they are the villains.
I think this guy. definitely
I'm
was villain. I
against.
think this is one of the brothers, and this is a villain who's trying to turn him on his other brothers.
That's interesting.
Brother.
You ever seen the movie Dr. Zhivago? That's another Russian.
Dr. Zhivago. I don't believe so. It's on 2 videotapes.
I don't know how many videotapes. I don't know that it's that long. But I don't remember what the limit of videotapes was.
I don't think I have.
What's the longest commercially released movie on VHS that took up only one videotape?
Do you know
know?
this?
No, I don't
Oh.
know it.
Now here's the thing about videotapes: is they could hold 8
Because Titanic
hours.
was 2. Titanic had
Two
two
videotapes.
had 2 videotapes.
Because you could buy tapes at the store and use it to record off TV, and it would have 8 hours of footage.
Yeah, but it would degrade the quality of it.
And you could take a videotape like for Titanic, and if you put like tape in the little square that was empty, you could continue taping afterwards and tape over it.
Who would want to tape over Titanic?
Longest movie.
Oh, now they're in court or something. Wow, look at these jokers.
Are they cold?
Oh, look at they're wearing big jackets. Although good look on Yul there, green.
Oh, hold on. There is a 2020 movie that's 7 hours long. The trailer is a 72-minute teaser trailer.
What?
Wait,
How
sorry.
is that-
The trailer is 7 hours long. The teaser trailer is 72 minutes.
How long is the movie?
I'm gonna try. The total runtime is 720 hours.
What?
The movie's called Ambiance. It's 30 days long. The teaser trailer is 72 minutes. The trailer, quote, was apparently a mesmerizing mesh of nothingness with an ambient score that's purpose is to set the tone and tempo of the full piece.
Is it available online?
Technically, logistics and experimental installation is the longest movie ever made with a runtime of 857 hours.
Yeah, there's some things
But
that
it's
they
installment. It's an
play-
installment, not a theatrical narrative movie. So in
There's
terms
things that they play at museums that they're like, this is a movie, and I'm like, no, it is not. Ambiance movie.
It's hard to find the longest movie on one videotape.
There is Charlie Kaufman wrote a novel, a fiction novel that's about this guy making like a movie that's supposed to be 2 years long, And it's very ridiculous, but at the end of the movie, or at the end of the book, I remember thinking, oh, I wish I could watch the movie.
Taylor, are you familiar with this podcast?
Yeah, he's listened to it, some of it.
No,
and
not
it's
the
on
one
right
we're
now.
not the one we're on. Let me see if I can find it. Centuries of Sound.
Centuries of Sound. It sounds vaguely familiar, but I wouldn't know anything about it.
The premise is, and there's a podcast version that's like about an hour up to an hour and a half, but there are longer versions on the website. But the premise is that they give you a sampling of sound for every year the recorded sound exists.
I don't want to sample them.
Well, you can't get all the sound ever recorded.
Taylor do things
Yeah,
that you
you're a
listen to every
completionist.
sound ever
Every
recorded.
sound ever recorded.
I want the whole thing.
It starts in the 1850s and works their way through the present.
Oh, they're. I think they're figuring out this murder.
Well, you know
He
what?
looks
It
sort of
might
like
actually
Peter
because
Dinklage.
1943 they have an episode for every month. So
You get that down to every minute, and then I'll listen.
okay.
A lot of mustaches here.
The ear looks very pointy right now.
What?
His ear looked very pointy, like a elf.
What's that thing in the back corner?
Dalek.
What's the minute? How many minutes we got left on this thing?
32.
Okay, 32 is good. That's half an
Oh.
hour.
We're almost going to be able to hear the final half hour jingle. Only 2 minutes away from that. Let's do the 2 minute to the 30-minute jingle.
Well, you still got 20
In
seconds
20
of that.
seconds.
Yeah,
Okay.
20 seconds, which we don't need to say anything else during.
Now she loved him, and he rejected her, and now she's saying, "I will testify," but she doesn't want to because she still holds him.
Phil-
Hope you're ready for a burst of power! It's only 2 minutes till we got a half hour!
He still looks
loud.
tired.
It's so loud.
That was so loud. I wasn't ready for a burst of power,
Oh.
so I better get ready.
I bet this is probably the most moving moment
Yeah.
in this show. I mean,
Do you
in
think,
the movie.
based on what we've seen so far, do you think this is a good movie?
I think it was nominated. I think it was Oscar nominated, wasn't
Well,
it?
that's
Doesn't mean
irrelevant.
anything.
But I'm just saying, it isn't like a freaking B movie.
Hmm.
It's got good actors in
Would
it.
B
It
movie
has,
Oscar nominated for anything?
no.
No.
I think it's probably one of those movies that you're like, oh, it's pretty good, but sort of old-fashioned. And I would imagine, being only 2.5 hours of a 700-page book, that it probably cuts a lot of things out. And this is Patricia.
Claire Bloom.
Claire Bloom, yes, thank
Yeah.
you. Who will be upcoming in The
You
Buccaneer.
know, this is another tie to Titanic because this movie is Claire Bloom, and that movie is the Claire de Lune. Right? Is that what it's called?
Has the Claire de Lune?
Isn't that what it's called? Am I making that up?
That's
When
the-
do they play
that's
the
the song.
Claire
I don't
de-
know if
when do they
that's in
play the
Titanic.
Claire de Lune?
Oh no! Wait, what's the Heart of the Sea called? The Heart of the Sea. No, it's got a name. Another name, right?
The diamond.
Diamond-
the
oh, okay.
Heart of the
You
ocean.
know,
Heart of the ocean.
I'm
Heart
having a
of
big.
the ocean.
I'm having a
What
big
is
day
Claire
where I
de Lune?
don't.
What are you saying?
I
Claire
don't
de Lune
know.
for?
I'm having
Claire
a big
de
day
Lune
where I
is
don't
the-
remember anything.
Claire de Lune is in the was in the musical Girl from the North Country.
Oh my god.
Oh, Phil loves that musical. He
Yeah.
never shuts up about it.
Everybody, I hope you're ready, yo, cause we've only got a half hour to go. which means it's only 30 minutes that we gotta watch this film. Only 30 minutes, only 30 minutes, only 30 minutes that we gotta watch the screen. Who knows how many more scenes? Only 30 minutes, only 30 minutes, and the song is very long, which you know what that means. That's right, it's tight. That means the end of this song will come real soon. And then we're gonna celebrate with a balloon, because the end of the song means that we don't any longer have half an hour to go. No more 30 minutes, no. Because now it's only 29. Yeah!
There's only 29 to go.
Well, now it's less.
I don't give a shit.
I will say, can I give you notes on that song?
No.
You can give me
Yeah,
notes on that
fine.
song
It
to pass
gave
on.
the feeling of a man being forced into this activity.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
You're saying
all
he should
the
be
ones-
more
Yeah,
natural.
a lot of the words were like, we only have,
Yeah,
we
like-
have to.
Yeah,
watch
like he's
more
not
scenes,
excited to
yeah.
continue the pod, continue the movie. It's like he's been. It's like he agreed to do this on a whim on a Zoom one night, thinking Drake would never follow through and ask him to actually do it, and then he's now stuck doing it once a month for the next 3 years of his life.
Yeah.
We originally were going to record like 6 of these in one go. Really,
Then
just
we did.
only record like 2 to 3 times a year, and
We got halfway through one and we were like, never mind.
yeah,
Where's the other
And
piece
that
of
would be a
glass?
lot of movies.
that would be a lot of.
Where's the
movies.
other what?
Piece of
Oh,
glass.
it fell. You dropped it somewhere here.
Oh.
Careful not to step on it.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
stick yourself.
Check yourself before you stick. Oh, you did bring. a
Oh,
thing,
that is true. I did bring a thing.
but which I got for you.
Drake, do you have? Can you hand me my
Backpack?
backpack, please?
Yes.
Out on the street outside of Phil's house, one of
Found some
my
trash.
one of my favorite
Well.
things to collect are these things called. If I can pull up my. There we go.
I shudder to think what this is gonna be.
Are these things called chick tracks? Have you ever heard of chick tracks?
I have heard of Chick Tracks.
I love collecting chick tracks. For those who are listening who don't know, chick tracks are small booklets created by very religious people. Originally created by, I believe his name was John Chick. Something Chick, which is why it says JTC on the front cover.
I will say
That's not
I encounter
Jesus
like
Thomas Christ.
I encounter like bootlegs of these more often, like other people making their
Yeah.
own kind of.
And I collect these because I mostly find them very funny.
Okay.
And there was a man outside. I forced Phil into walking up so that in case the man started speaking, that I wouldn't have to deal with that aspect of it because I'm not interested in that. I just want.
Oh, you made Phil go and get them.
Yes.
He said okay.
And because I didn't want to deal with the possibility of the man stopping me and trying to like convert
Lecture,
me.
right? You just wanted the literature.
And so the 3 we got. This Was Your Life, which this is a very popular one.
This is free. Oh, it's a comic.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a comic.
Are they all
yeah.
comics?
They're all
That
comics.
was-
Yes.
Oh wait, do you know what? I
There's
got
one
some
about
of these on
Harry
a
Potter.
Halloween once.
There's one about Harry Potter because if you
It's witchcraft.
like Harry, it's witchcraft.
Yeah.
But I think,
I got one of
Is
these
that-
about how Halloween was the devil's holiday.
Yes, correct.
On Halloween while trick or treating.
well,
Correct.
the empty tomb at the Easter.
Yeah, the empty tomb for Easter because
Wow.
Easter is at the time we're recording
Yesterday.
this.
Do you know what I think would genuinely be? And now, obviously, we can't do this because we're all. This is there a podcast about these? Do you think covering these? Because that would be a genuinely interesting.
Well, I think I
podcast,
would have to
think.
find all of them.
Yeah.
Although there is I know there is a website. There is a
you
chick
asked
track.
if
website.
there one, and Taylor immediately took that as he should make one.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. But I.
So what is this
The
one
wording
about?
was
I don't know
funny.
what Death
Death
Cookie is
Cookie.
about. How could I gain control of all these people without an army? It's simple. Make them believe that their immortal souls are in your hands. If
This
you
is
make a
just how
man,
religion works.
if you make a man believe that you have the power to put him into hell, he'll do anything you ask to save his skin.
right.
I got nervous there because Phil,
Yeah,
like he was
close the
closing the
laptop.
computer
Could have
that
ruined
was
that
controlling the
recording.
recording.
No, I was just.
You'll find your glass when we're done.
No, it was the phone to look up the chick
Oh.
track.
You can't trust me. Who can you trust?
Isn't this the whole idea of organized religion?
Yeah, it's
Taylor?
sort of. We must build a holy work, and we'll need helpers to serve.
I would say
you.
these people are drawn as caricatures of.
Look at this cat. It looks flattened.
It does look fine. These are caricatures of Jewish people, right?
It is vital that the people believe that only you and your holy helpers know God. That would give me incredible power and riches. To pull this off, the people must look to you for spiritual guidance. They must become your children, and you must become their papa. I'm reading this as written. I just want to...
Are you going to read this entire volume to us?
No, I haven't read... I've only been reading selections so far.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Oh, wait, and here it is. A cookie. What? Are you insane? Nobody will believe a cookie.
The cookie is the wait, what?
I think this is against, like, mainstream Catholicism.
Yes, this is about the Eucharist.
Yeah, I think it is.
This is about how Catholics are sinners.
Yes.
Okay.
Egyptian priests would pray over the little wafers to make them holy. Then they told people that a miracle had happened. They claimed that the wafers had turned into the flesh of the sun god Osiris.
I think I am maybe morally against this being read out on my podcast.
Yeah.
Well,
I fucking anti-Catholic propaganda, which I'm not pro-Catholic, but
Mama Church. How do you say that in Russian?
Mama.
Mama.
Look at them
oh
cobwebs.
yes, this is definitely
About Catholics.
about like mainstream, but not even Catholics, because this argues on this page that even like having a even it seems to me like they're saying priests are like not good either.
Right, so anyone who does communion.
Like anyone involved in the church.
Do you think that's his cell phone number?
Yeah.
Oh, but then it's about the Inquisition? Also, there's a line that says here, cutting through the gobbledygook.
Oh, no.
This is... How many trees have died for these?
Many, because they're all over.
So how big is your collection, Taylor?
I don't have that many because, I mean, especially in New York. They're very difficult. They're very difficult to find. I probably have 8 or 9 of them.
Could you go to the 50th
and sometimes, like, I will find them and I'll be like, oh, I already have this one.
Go to, like, 50th and Broadway on a nice day. There will be tons.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, this one has...
They look like they're drawn by the same person.
Well, not these two. Not this two.
Oh, no, this has much better drawings.
Yeah, this has much better art.
Well, this is the Easter special, so...
Yeah.
Is this going to be about how...
Well, no, this is just the story. It looks like this is just the story of Easter.
Now, are they comics to try to get kids into them, do you think?
I don't know exactly why. Oh, there's a paragraph here about the medical view of the crucifixion. Is it a different pastor on the back? No, it's the same guy.
Now, Phil, you just asked someone if they want to zoom in a half hour.
Because I will be done
right.
with this.
I'm definitely going to go and find something to eat at that time.
Okay, I just figured it'd be fun to do a quick time, be a surprise we're all here together in person.
The same thing we did to her last time.
Yeah, but with one added.
This guy looks like...
This is more great audio.
What am I thinking of?
Audio.
Let me see.
Now, if you're following along at home, we are reading the chick track, This Was Your Life.
Right.
This Was Your Life, which I think is the most famous. Like, this sort of looks like...
kind of, to me, it looks like Casper Richie Rich.
Oh,
the style.
Well, this guy in a suit sort of looks like in a cartoon when you see the things where it's like, the busy people are going to work, and then it's like a street scene with like people walking down the street.
Yeah.
It sort of looks like this.
But then when he arises, he's naked. His ghost is naked.
Yeah. Wait a minute. They're watching a film. They're watching a movie here.
Does it have Yule in it?
Wait a minute. Hold on, let's go back.
This guy's got a very high collar.
Now we're back in the film.
No, he's watching a movie
Now
about...
we're back in the track.
Now, can we... This, in this picture, there seems to be a woman standing, not doing anything, and a man seems to be peering around a corner saying, nice. I mean, not great, but there doesn't seem to be
anything. And the
anything...
dead person is like, yeah, I've done that. But
I
no one
remember
saw
doing
me.
that, but no one saw me. But what are you doing?
Catcalling, creeping. But you know who saw him?
God.
The Lord.
Regular
I think
collar.
I figured out, by the way, that this blonde guy is one of the brothers, and he's the evil brother. And this other guy that he's talking to is the third brother, and then Yul is the most main character.
But who's
brother.
this guy, then?
I think this is the other brother. I think these are the three brothers. The dad was the dad.
And William Shatner was just a priest.
Right. Although they did say novice, so...
Sorry, listeners, that was me putting the Chick tracks away back in my bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, some more great visual stuff with Pod. It's probably
This guy looks like Sherlock Holmes with his jacket on. Oh. Green.
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 Green. What do you think Yul's favorite color was?
Green.
I think it was red.
Do you know anyone who's colorblind?
Yes.
I believe my
I
hot
don't think you're gonna eat that.
my hot take is that I believe that
Nobody perceives color the same way.
many of us could be colorblind. Because, like, okay, this book, this color,
Yeah.
describe this color without saying the name of what this color. This is a good test for listeners
But that's
because
not colorblind.
they cannot see
This-
what the.
That's not colorblind.
This is a basic.
Right?
This is a.
But what? But what?
Wine.
But without the. Because okay,
Like
this
using
book
keys?
is red.
Obviously, you can't describe
No.
a color using
Exactly.
anything that isn't that color. Right?
Correct.
But you can evoke the feeling of it,
Yeah.
or like like blue is.
But
sad.
to me, but you're like, oh, it's wine.
Right.
But wine, I only know
Right,
that
you don't
because
know,
it
wine
looks the
could look-
same color.
Right. To
Wine
me,
could look blue to me.
correct. But it's red because that's what you associate with.
Yes.
So we all have.
See,
we're trying to have a
Yeah, we're
serious
trying to have a
conversation.
this is a
Like,
good.
This is what I deal with
relevant.
every month. Right, but like it's fine because we have a uniform thing of like
It could
whether
all be
this
things
is blue,
you would associate with blue, but I
Right.
associate with red because
right?
that's how
but,
I see it.
But I associate with
stereotypical
red.
college freshman dorm conversation.
Well, okay, I didn't go to college, Phil.
No, not fair. Sorry.
Phil would rather
You know
us.
what? I was
Phil would
having a
rather-
good time.
Phil would rather
but-
us sit here glumly
Yeah.
and yawn.
Oh, we got 30 minutes. Oh.
I'm entertained. Continue.
No, you don't
No,
deserve
it's
it.
over.
Should I leave and then you can continue?
You're punishing the listeners.
Yeah, really.
Mm.
And they'll tell you how they feel about it. Now, one of these chapters is called the Grand Inquisitor, which is the name of a character in Star Wars.
That's true.
Isn't it also the name of a character in Les Vampires?
It is the name of a character in Les
Do you
Vampires.
want to talk about Lake
That's where I thought you were going.
No, I can't talk about it until I'm fully done
Finished,
with it.
yeah.
Yeah.
You can unveil it to the world.
And then I'm going to force all my friends to do a giant one-day reading
Oh,
for
no, that would take
8 hours.
That would take
Yeah,
more
have
than
you
8
met Taylor?
hours. Now, with the same cat, like, oh, someone gets it, like Phil is Phil.
I think
for
I'm
all
going
8
to...
hours.
I think I'm... Well, that's a good
That's sweet.
question. But I think I have to give some notes about these characters. I'll give some notes at the end for everyone who's
At
played
the
a
end?
character. Yeah.
You have some notes at the end, like direction.
Yeah. and then
Okay.
we'll do it again. We'll do it again all at once.
Oh, sure. Right.
So it's
We're
like
doing-
just that was
okay.
a rehearsal.
I thought you meant at the end of the full thing, and then we just keep doing that full thing until
No.
your perfect vision.
I thought it would be fun. Well, Phil has long talked about how he was going to get us a TV show. Do you remember this? We've talked
Yeah,
about
and
this.
I'm
Do you mean the one on public access?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and
so
I'm
then-
that was like closed, not an option for a while,
Right.
but now it is again.
Well, so I think...
Yeah.
Let me see that.
I am very hungry.
No dead air. Come on.
Did you replace it?
What?
You replaced it. You did some sleight of hand?
He just took it apart and he stuck them back on.
No, it doesn't come off. I mean, I'm gonna ruin it and then I'll make him do it
don't
again.
break it.
Is this guy gonna pound the table like they do in old movies?
All right, here, do it again.
No, it's gotta come in, not
Yeah.
Who's pounding what table?
I thought the guy was gonna go like in old movies when they go like, "Boom!"
Yeah.
and pound a table.
What were we talking about?
He seems to be losing his mind. He's very sad.
Yeah,
Well, we were talking about color.
but more recently, before Phil
We
did
were
his
talking about the Grand Inquisitor, then we were talking about
Grand
Lave
Inquisitor-
Imperium.
Right, Lave Imperium,
Yeah.
right. Oh yeah, so I've long thought it would be fun to do them as live plays on public access each episode.
Oh,
Interesting.
yeah. That'd be fine.
Yeah.
Now there's some technical aspects that I've included that would need to be.
I mean, it would
Rethought.
have to be really creative filmmaking.
The first episode does have people being thrown from a train and also people being hung upside down and castles set on fire. And
Yeah,
We could do
I
it.
think we could do it. I also think we should do it in black and white.
All right.
Oh, well, yeah, that's a given.
Yeah. Phil will have to smoke a lot.
So what's new?
Yeah. What's
Phil,
new?
do listeners know that you are a smoker?
Oh, I'm smoking right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he's so tired.
Yeah.
He's unhealthy.
Now, Phil, can you make that quickly turn into a not done Rubik's Cube?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a little gremlin.
Gremlins, you say? Let's talk about the gremlins.
Which gremlins?
What
you
about
want to talk about
them?
the Disney gremlins, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
What about the Roald Dahl gremlin?
Oh, no, that's the... Well, they're the same one the same.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Speaking of that, you still have never done the Atlas Pursuit. Listeners, if you live in New York,
Still...
go online and look up the Atlas Pursuit, which is a free, totally free, interactive...
Oh, he hanged himself.
He did. Interactive treasure hunt through the
Oh,
streets of
this
New
thing.
York. Totally free. It takes a few hours. I did it a number of years ago, and it's very fun.
Oh, you've already done it, though.
I have done it, but I've
recommending
been
it.
trying to get Phil.
Do you just want to watch Phil do it?
Yeah, well, because
Like,
I
hang
did
out
it,
while he does it?
and I want to see if
He has a similar
like
experience.
his solving. Now, I
Right,
will say
right.
when I did it, one location that I had to go to was partially closed,
Mhm.
which meant I had to peer through a fence to
And
get
you
the
went,
next clue.
nice. I'm referencing the Chick Track picture.
Okay, it wasn't a fence, but okay. And anyway, I would just like to see other people like solve it to see what their experience is like, as opposed to mine, because it does. It's not like simplistic.
Right.
It takes some amount of effort and deduction, and yeah.
Yeah.
And I've recommended it to Phil, and
Nice.
Phil has, as usual.
Well, no, to be fair, you recommended me and someone else to do it
Yes.
together, and then...
Well, I think if you did it alone, like especially if I was there, I think it would be odd, because I think when I did it with someone else, and I think it would be more fun that way
Wait, alone or together?
together.
Oh.
Because I think
Yeah.
if you were alone, it's one of those things where having two brains to
Well,
work on it
Would you?
And if it was
do
just you,
If we do as a bonus episode of this podcast, I'll do it.
You can say do
We're
it.
gonna record while we're out.
Yeah.
mobile.
Yeah, mobile.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, it's
But if you're in New York, you can look it up, Atlas Pursuit. It's a whole website.
atlaspursuit.com.
And it's free. There is an aspect that you can pay for, but you don't. It's totally optional. You don't have to. And it doesn't involve like getting any further adventure.
Okay.
It's like assistance essentially.
There was something I feel like
If our friend Max is listening, and if he's done this,
Or
if
2
you haven't
hours
done
and
this,
15
Call
minutes
in.
in.
call in, Max.
Yeah, maybe it would be good.
I'm sorry. Did you just choke on your phone? What happened?
I
there?
mean, you could also do it in groups larger than you could do it in a group of 10 if you wanted.
Escape rooms.
You could do it in 2 groups of 5 and see who does it faster.
Wow.
There's an idea.
There's an idea. You need to
5
find
groups of 2.
9 other people.
Well, you could do it in 2 groups of 2.
5 groups of 2.
You could do it in 50 groups of 2.
Whoa. If all of the fans of the pod want to come together, make their own teams, we can all race.
Yeah.
There'll be countless teams.
I would count less. That made sense.
No, it didn't. That was a terrible joke.
Look at that.
Video.
girl.
He's ruining all
Another
the
cool
mistakes
suit.
that have been made. All because he went off to that town with that woman.
Do you know what I'll say? Yul's shirt here also, or dress here, also kind of looks like Luke Skywalker in Return of the Jedi. Not the cover, but that.
Yeah. I think this woman, Claire Bloom, is Patricia Claire Bloom.
Mm-hmm.
I'm decreeing that she's the best actor in this.
I think easily you're correct. I also think that though she started out as like sympathetic to them, that she has now turned on them in karmic justice.
But I don't think it is karma. I don't think by 2023 standards, I'm not sure that we would consider it karma.
No, I don't think we would. But I think then
Back
we
in
would.
1870s,
Yeah.
Tsarist
Well, because
Russia.
Yul Brynner ran off with this blonde woman, which means he must be punished, right? Oh, and this is his handwriting.
Is he going to be hung at the end of this movie?
Hanged?
Hanged?
Maybe.
No, Taylor's asking if he's going to be hung.
Hanged?
Hung?
I got you.
Did you know he cooks chicken on the rack?
Oh, he just slammed his fist down.
Have we told listeners about this?
Nope.
So,
Boy.
listeners, think if you were making chicken cutlets.
Oh, look, we only have 7 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Boy,
7 minutes!
No.
There's 7 minutes
You better
left
say this
to
for
film.
7 minutes if
You
you
got
want me to not tell
7
the
minutes
story.
left to go, and Drake's put a challenge for me, you know, which means I gotta just keep going, on and on and on and on and on. Don't stop the film. We gotta keep on going down
He
this
doesn't want the phone to
line.
stop.
Don't
He's
stop.
filibustering his own podcast.
Phil or mustering.
I got a filibuster rhyme for you, cause here we go, and it's time for you to listen to
The deed?
what? Listen to me as I say. Got a movie going, and it's almost at the end. So listen. Look at that. We got you on the
Sweaty.
screen.
Sweaty.
Everybody knows exactly what I mean because we're listening. Oh, wait. I just remember we got another call we got to listen to. Okay, we got one more call in 46 seconds. So here we go. Let's listen, I reckon.
I'm one of many Rogers, but I'm the only jolly Yul Kid Roger, meaning your biggest fan. I mean, it's obvious.
Obvious.
And that being said, and that being true, I have a petition with 942 trillion signatures,
This is not that many people.
begging Terry to return as a guest
Oh.
on the Here's Looking at Yul Kid podcast.
I doubt it. I
I
doubt
mean-
it happened.
What was it, 942 trillion signatures? Like, that's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, consider it.
especially considering there's only 8 billion people on the planet.
Yeah.
8 million? There's more than 8 million.
Yeah, 8 billion.
8 million is what I said.
Oh, I thought you
Oh,
said
it just
8
So you'll
million.
be able to rewind and
Sounded
find out.
like
But
you
so
said
you
8
better
million.
continue your song.
Yeah, now Taylor, you're standing in for Carrie, so how do you feel being asked to come back?
Great.
Cool, then you're gonna be back. Cool, when it's an attack of music and fun. Cause the
Our job
podcast
here is
isn't done. So you wanted me to stay awake. Well, here you go. Are you happy, Drake? Cause I'm still going. I'm still going, and I'm not slowing. The book's on the table. The phone's on the book. Everybody sees the movie. Take a look. We got a mic and it's picking me up now. But if it did earlier, holy cow, I don't know, it was a little low. But hey, at least it's not so slow because, oh boy, and Drake's getting on his phone. Drake's getting on his phone. Taylor's really happy that he came to do this. He's thinking, oh, this is such bliss. I'm so glad that this is how I'm spending my Saturday night. Everybody knows. Everybody goes. Everybody goes.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, he stopped.
4
Okay.
minutes left in the film. That's 4 minutes. I keep saying film, and I don't know what can rhyme with film, so why do I keep ending lines with film? Boop, doop, 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 doop. They got a passport being handed off. Hope nobody has to cough, cause it looks like they're doing something on the sly. Look at Yul. There's our guy.
9?
Oh. And
66 or
it's
69?
66 or 69. One is
think
nice
it was
and
66
one
or
is
69. My
fine.
dad will
But
call me
everybody
and tell
will know the thing.
Alright, so this song is over. So Phil cuts chicken, breads it, and then instead of putting it on a tray, he puts it directly on the oven rack.
This is untrue.
This is untrue? You don't put chicken directly on the oven rack?
I have my chicken rack now.
Your chicken
No,
rack?
he has a specific rack
that's
that he puts
designated for
chicken on
Right.
that isn't the regular rack.
It's
Right.
over a tray. It makes sense. Also, it's
He looks like he sort of looks like John Hurt. A little bit.
A little bit. Phil keeps messing up the picture by it.
I was getting rid of the toolbar on the top.
He looks like someone that I can't place. Someone more than John Hurt. I
No,
think.
you're just somebody that I cannot place. Somebody.
Now he's
Now he's
Now
gonna
he's
get
gone,
copyright
yeah.
strike.
wow.
That's a copyright strike. What the?
I mean, you messed up there.
I did
because
mess up.
I hate this.
Oh wait, she's gonna give this dying child a cannon.
A gun.
That's what every dying child needs.
Oh, and a medal.
Metal.
You stole that valor.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what the kid doesn't
Kid
want.
doesn't want it.
Is this her kid?
She looks like the
She's blonde.
sun-made raisin girl.
You know, if it was one of the Karamazov kids, it would be he was looking at Yul's kid.
That's true.
It's true.
We
We've
Yul
talked about
has
Yul's
living
kids, yeah.
kids. One of them has hired Johnny Depp for projects before. For advertisement projects, including as recently as I think 2020.
That like campaign with him on posters still for like
Yeah.
well, I don't want to advertise them, but I think they're a perfume.
Yeah, he's got like 4 living kids, I think. None of them have reached out to us yet,
Yeah.
despite this show being featured on his Wikipedia page.
Yeah, it's still there, right?
It's been there for months.
Everyone's crying. Kids
They're
crying.
so sad that the pod is about to end.
The real brothers were inside us the whole time.
Am I the only one of us with brothers?
I have brothers.
Oh, right.
I don't.
If one of your sisters gets
Do you
married,
wish you
you'll
had
have a
a-
brother-in-law.
Yeah, you'll have a brother. You'll have a brother-in-law in that case.
It's true. It's true.
Would you swap one of your sisters for a brother?
Depends on the brother, I guess.
Would you swap Kara for Paul?
What if Paul was your brother and he was dating Kara, who would then become your sister-in-law?
Oh, that'd be tough.
I mean, I don't know. It's hard to have that thought, but yeah. Oh,
The end!
The end.
They ride off, made in Hollywood.
Would you swap one of your sisters for Taylor to be your brother?
Anytime.
If Phil had been your brother as a kid, would you have beat him up?
Yes.
Yeah.
The movie's over, folks. That's the end of the movie.
Good news. We still have 45 hours to go back and watch it again.
Yeah, we can watch it over and over and over again.
Hey, and customers also watched Anastasia.
Yeah.
What are the related films?
I bet a lot of
Double
these
Man. Have you watched Double Man
we
yet?
have not.
Double Man looks good.
The Journey.
These are all little previews.
Double Man from where? Wait, go back to Double Man. No. The third one. 1967.
It's going to be a while. But
Yul
that says
Brynner brings
1968.
commanding presence of a CIA agent, Dan Slater.
The title says 67, but the actual film stat says 68.
Oh, that's true. For Whom the Bell Tolls.
The Journey will be pretty soon, but 68. That's going to take. That's probably a year away from us or more.
Well, maybe that's what I'll come back for.
Which one was it?
Double Man.
Double Man. Double Man. Double Taylors.
That's right.
Let's see. It's Ab the Double Man. Interesting.
Is that a superhero, do you think?
No, he's a CIA agent.
Yeah, but you know...
I have a feeling it's very like Manchurian Candidate-esque, I would imagine. Because didn't that come out in the 60s?
Oh yeah, here's other Claire Bloom.
Hey, Clash of the Titans.
Yeah.
Starring... Yeah. Oh yeah, because that's her.
Yeah.
Right.
The Haunting.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Brideshead Revisited. Okay. The Tonight Show. Doc Martin. That's a shoe. Hamlet. Miss Marple, very famous in what is that? Bonnie and Clyde. Love and Death. A fresh look at the Depression era bank robbers. All right. Che Guevara.
Are Bonnie and Clyde? No.
Canceled?
Yeah. Are Bonnie and Clyde canceled?
Yeah, they're canceled.
By God?
They killed. Yes, by God. Yeah. Well, they really were canceled by the police, who shot them a lot of times.
You usually I'm against that.
Now, why do you say usually? Are you not against it in this case?
I mean, I don't know the scenario.
Are you ACAB? Anti-Clyde, anti-Bonnie? Well, that's the episode, folks.
Tune in next month for the Buccaneers with another exciting guest. Until then, this has been another exciting episode of... Wade and Taylor, would you like to join us for this one?
Sure.
Here's looking at you, kid.